you doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Is this the right microphone? It is. Hello. Hi, everybody. How are you today? I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to the show that has people that do TikTok. Music Exposed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was very compelling. Thanks for that.
Yeah, was that good? Do you think future sponsors might be interested in this because of that? You think so?
Yes, I'm sure that's exactly what's happening.
Village
I'm sure that
thank
right
you so
now,
much.
I'm sure that right
Terrible
now the sponsors
timing.
are lining
Epic
up on
sax.
TikTok.
They are.
Just waiting for you.
They are. You know they are.
In fact, you're already batting away the messages. I
am.
know,
I'm like, phew. Bad
I know.
sponsorship.
How do you dodge them all? How do you dodge them
Like
all?
this.
I don't even know. I don't know.
Like the Matrix,
Is this
you
the
know?
Matrix?
Yes.
Did I start watching the Matrix in the middle of this?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Hi everybody. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. This is music. This is music.
This is
our show. This is Music Exposed.
This is
Thank you so much, Village Roots, for the resub. This is Music Exposed, where we explore. We explore. I'm very good at this today.
What is this?
This is the intro of all intros. What are you talking about? This is the intro.
Yeah, this is beautiful. This is great.
We explode. We explode.
We explode. I explode everything.
We explode our guests. That's what we do. So we can get their clout and it's ours forever because they don't exist anymore after.
We are clearly here to steal the clout from our guests.
What we
That's
do.
clearly
Very
what's happening.
True.
Yes.
We explode all over each other and we get the bestest and most awesomeness.
I don't know that this is that kind of show. This is not that kind of podcast, okay?
Oh, where are we on? Oh, twitch.tv. Oh, I forgot. That's the other platform.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. It's hard to remember sometimes. Sometimes I don't remember where I am either.
Sometimes I don't remember which platform I'm on. I'm kidding, Twitch. Okay, I don't do anything. Okay, I'm just saying I'm legit. But I'm legit, bitch.
Too legit to quit. Too legit.
But this is a show. This is a show where we present the best of the most talentedest and most amazingest and most awesomest and bestest. Did I say that already? People on Twitch, musicians on Twitch, and I'm Sarah Jazz. I'm a professional musician. Did you know that? Crazy to imagine, right? I'm a professional musician.
She gets a pension for it. She's going to retire on $20 a month. We talked about it yesterday.
Yes, that's what. Yes. I mean, I made a little bit more than that as a professional musician, but yes.
Okay, so you made $22 instead of $20.
I made $69 a month. Just saying.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, I'm a big baller, you know. I played with the biggest jazz and
God.
blues musicians. Hello, you think I only make $22?
Hey.
Yeah.
So, important question, and I'm just going to ask it right now, even though I'm not on camera.
Yeah.
Is the sequel to Boy going to be Girl? And can you spell girl G-Y-R-L? Since Boy was B-O-I, can it be girl G-Y-R-L?
No, I think it should be G-U-R-L. Like girl.
Oh, girl.
But yeah, I'm Sarah Jazz. I'm a professional musician, and now I do Twitch because I lost control over my life, and I used to be serious, and now I'm...
Ooh, girl.
Ooh, girl. Ooh, girl. Anyways.
No, it needs to be about a really ugly girl, too. That's what makes it even better.
Girl, you are so ugly.
I just want to close my eyes. You're so disgusting. I really want to blow my brains out.
In a video game. Anyways, this is an exciting week because this is the week where everybody is freaking out about DMCA, which is an interesting topic. But I'm going to sit down. You already know who I am. And we're going to find out if the person, the voice is just a voice in your head or is a voice that actually exists within a body. That's really, yes.
I don't have a body.
You don't?
I'm not corporeal, okay?
Hello.
Listen.
Hi.
I am Spike from season 5 of Angel, okay?
Oh, hi.
If you were wondering what's going on with me, that's what's going on with me. I am non-corporeal, okay?
Okay.
I just run through stuff.
Yeah.
And then I kill Angel Puppet, okay?
Oh, so you're basically A-Train.
No, I can't. I'm not. A-Train is corporeal. Spike season 5 of Angel is not corporeal until the very end. Okay?
No, you're totally A-Train from The Boys. Just you know,
you're just in that mode because that's what I've had you watching.
Oh, you've had me watching. Is it what? Do you give me like orders or something? What's this about?
I do. I do. You watch what I tell you to watch. You do what I tell you to do. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the nature of the relationship.
Yes.
You know. That's
totally. 100%.
Because if I listen to you, then I'm going to end up listening to like 2 hours straight of Boy while you giggle like a 4-year-old.
That is very true.
And
that is very true.
It is true.
But imagine actually.
Thanks for that host for Barrow, by the way.
Thinking that you can order me around. How crazy is that, huh?
Anyway,
who are you?
I'm the Silence Noise. I'm also a professional musician, just professional in a different way. I have also made $69 a few times because I play Zombie on stream, and Northbound Matt is obsessed with that song and obsessed with buying me groceries. And that's what my Twitch money goes to, is groceries, because my life is horrible, and that's what I have to rely on to be able to buy groceries. So thank you, Northbound Matt, for all the birthday groceries.
The good thing is that it's actually true, because it's also COVID time right now, and we're all struggling, and we all want to die inside.
Yeah, and if you weren't struggling enough, buskers of Twitch, welcome to the DMCA apocalypse again, which we've already been talking about.
Can we get claps for that, please? And like, woo! Yes.
I will.
I love
I'm
that.
having that.
I love that.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know that it's that interesting of a topic. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
We've talked about this extensively on the show before.
We have.
And what's interesting to me is more the Twitter drama about it as opposed to the actual DMCA topic.
That's the important part, because Twitter is going
some
crazy.
People are fucking melting down.
Yes.
And it's like, this is an issue, and when we talked about it on the show before, this is an issue I'm very divided about. Because on the one hand, I totally agree that there should be changes to licensing and there should be reform to that. And, you know, and then there's the other side of it, which as someone that no one cares about copyright until they own it.
Yep.
Until they have their own music, until they have their own creation.
Agreed.
Like, I don't want my music played at a political rally. I don't want my music, you know, played behind things I don't believe in. How many stories have you seen that have come out, you know, in the past few months of musicians being upset with how their music is being used?
I have a question.
And I want to have some medium of control over it. And that's the difficult thing. Now, I release my music to streamers, which if the first time this happened, whatever, 3 months ago or when this happened, I literally converted every track in my library to an instrumental version. So if you need music and you're a streamer and you're watching the stream and you're like, man, I need something that is no risk, it's not going to get claimed, any of that stuff, thesilencenoise.com or thesilencenoise.bandcamp.com, you can buy the whole catalog and all that stuff is available there. It's also always up on the bulletin board, so grab it and use it.
I have been using it, and it changed my life. I really like it.
Yes,
it has been amazing in my life.
Tell me how you used the product.
This
is now an infomercial.
I used the product by implementing it into my Twitch live streams, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't get any DMCA claims. I got cool music, and I had fun on stream, and I even made more money. It changed my life, Silence. It was amazing.
That's amazing. And now let's go over to our boy Chaz, who also has a testimonial for the Silence Noise music.
Yo. So, like, I totally, like, bought some music from the Silence Noise, and, like, you know what's crazy, dude? Like, it wasn't silent, dude. Like, it was actual music and shit, bruv. So, and I used it, and it totally changed my life, and I got all the chicks from it, dude. Like,
that's cool.
all the chicks from it, yeah.
Everyone knows that my music is totally about getting chicks. Like, if you listen to the Silence Noise music, it is, you know, happy, fun time party music.
Yeah.
It's stuff that, you know, you could play at a family reunion, at a gathering with the grandkids. You know, that's how it works out. And yeah, if you're bringing a chick home, it's perfect for that.
That's just, that's me. That's how I do things, you know? That's how I got.
I'm glad.
I mean, that's how you got me, you know? You made your music, and I was like, senpai.
Notice me? I did notice you, yeah. Before I even knew Sarah Jazz, I was writing my music alone in a room, you know, and I'm just like, someday a girl named Sarah will like this music.
Oh, a girl named Sarah.
And that's exactly what happened.
A girl named
I knew that.
Sarah
I knew that
even.
actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm very specific. In fact, I made a rule for myself that I will, from this point forward, only date women named Sarah. Like that's how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So from this point forward, it's
So I have
if
a
your
question.
name's not Sarah, I can't date you.
I have a question related to that, actually. Are you ready
To
for
dating
this question?
Sarah?
Yeah, it's a very important question.
Okay. What's up, Chachina?
Why are you so shiny today?
I have no idea. I'm the same light I'm always in.
Yeah, you're very shiny today. You're like you glisten. Like, did you put on lip gloss?
I did.
You did?
I put on lip gloss.
Oh,
yeah.
that's a very shiny lip gloss. What?
Yeah,
what,
I dressed
what
up.
brand
I dressed up like a
pretty.
pretty princess.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just converting. Listen, I'm with the DMCA apocalypse. Even though the DMCA apocalypse has no reflection on my stream, I didn't even get the email. That's how sad I am.
Yeah,
I didn't even get an email.
I got
saying, it. Did I didn't get the email that's like, bruh, your content, bruh.
Yeah,
we
your
got problems
content
with
is
it, bruh.
full of copyrighted
Your content
shit,
is
bro.
full of copyrighted shit, bro. I'm gonna have to delete that shit. I didn't even get that. So I've decided that I need to convert into a princess stream. So I'm slowly converting my green screen space into a princess castle, and that's why I've been growing my hair out as well.
Oh, that's
and
why,
I'm
okay.
just adding accessories a little bit at a time. Okay, and I just feel like every little bit makes it a little bit better. And then soon we'll be having imaginary tea parties on my channel.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I will change my name to Mr. Mary Lou. That'll be my new stream name.
Okay. Well,
Mr.
I don't know
Mary
if
Lou.
Mr. Mary Lou would like that. Just saying.
You know what? That's
Yeah.
fine. We don't have any affiliation. I don't need to affiliate with her to be Mr. Mary Lou. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shirt does have a dope graphic on it. Since we're doing infomercials today, the Family Crest. This is a Family Crest T-shirt. How
Beautiful.
about that?
Did it change your life? Silence.
It did.
Tell
It
us more
changed my-
about it. Did it
You know
change
what?
your life?
I want to tell a story. I'm going to tell a story because Chachina's here and is an amazing dude. But the Family Crest are one of my favorite bands of the past few years, and they did one of the most. They gave me one of the best musical moments of my life. And since this is a show about music, sometimes when we're not talking
One of
randomly,
the best music moments of your life.
musical moments of my life.
This is
Absolutely.
Twitch,
So
not OnlyFans.
listen, shut up. And so my dad passed away in December of 2018, and it was sudden. It was out of the blue. I had to fly home. I had to deal with it. And for months at that point, I had been planning to go to a concert to see the Family Crest. I had met them a few times before, and I had seen them perform before. Fantastic band if you ever get a chance to go out and see them. And so I had bought those tickets a long time in advance. We knew that we weren't going to be able to do anything with arrangements and that kind of thing because it was right around the holidays. So everything kind of stalls. You can't move things forward. You can't get things going. Exactly. Thanks, Nevermuse. I appreciate that. And so, you know, basically I made the decision to fly back home and go see the concert that I'd bought tickets for and then fly back after the new year to be able to handle the business of the estate and that kind of thing. And what's amazing about it is when I went back, they performed in the Berkeley, whatever the hell you call it. The Berkeley Theater, but it's a very weird theater, very unusual environment and all that stuff.
The Berkeley Weird Theater.
The
Okay.
Berkeley Weird Ass Theater. And in fact, I hate going to. Do you like going to concerts that are seated? I don't like going to seated concerts. I like general admission.
Most of the concert that I gave were seated concerts because jazz and blues.
Yes,
so I would
that's
say I love those. Also, I'm gonna tell continue your story because otherwise I'm gonna start a story.
So I had no idea this was gonna happen. They go on stage, they play their opening song, and then as they go into their second song, which is one of my favorite songs from them called The World, they actually yelled from the stage that this one is for me, for Ken. And I literally started bawling, and I don't think I stopped crying until the entire end of the show.
Aww.
Like, it was so kind of them to do. And then, of course, we got to hang out afterwards. I love you! And that is not the first time that's happened to me, actually. I have another story that goes like that from another band that I will tell another time. But it was fucking amazing. And it's so awesome. You know what my favorite thing is about bands, and especially when you get to know them, is you might love a band's music, and then when you get to know them and you find out that they're even better people.
Oh, I was about to say,
makes everything
assholes.
So. Well, yeah, believe me, I am one of those people that I would tell people never meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Because believe me,
I've
had experiences with people that are assholes.
Yes.
But at the same time, I think that there are more, especially if you're into the indie music scene and you're into indie bands and you're not going to see larger bands or larger groups. The vast majority of people I've met in that scene are awesome people.
Yeah.
Yes,
I agree.
there's lots of people that have ego and that are shitty people. And I've heard from many musician friends about who's shitty and who isn't. But the vast majority of people that I've met are amazing, nice, humble people.
I was humble too. I was super humble.
Yeah, you're super humble.
I am.
I've been on fucking tour. Okay?
I don't say no.
My band has the.
I don't. Oh my god. I said that like a few times just to remind people that I'm just not a random thought on the internet. You know what I mean? Because that's what most people think of me, It works really well because if you want to prove that you're humble, the first thing you should tell people is, listen, I've been on fucking tour. But
what have you fucking done?
Tour. Everybody goes on tour.
Loser.
You can literally go on tour, and everybody can go on tour, by the way.
Everyone can live in gas station restrooms in Iowa, okay?
Yes, everybody,
take your van,
literally.
Stop in Iowa, stare at cows for 3 days as you're driving around the country.
Yeah.
That's the glamour of tour. And then get on Twitter afterwards and have everybody fucking tell you how you're living the most amazing life. How the rock star life is the most amazing thing when you're living off of goddamn taquitos at truck stops.
And also,
the
worst,
taquitos,
you know what the worst part is? When you are driving to your next location or home at fucking 3 or 4 a.m. and nothing is open. Only the gas stations with the very mediocre hot dogs. Like old hot dogs. And that's all you can eat. It's fucking disgusting old hot dogs. And that's all. But you're so starving that you're like, I'm going to devour this thing.
But also count your blessings when you're in Iowa, because when you get to Nebraska, it gets more boring. That is true. That is true.
I actually have a story. So because you were saying like seated places and shit. So
yes.
It depends on, obviously, if it's a rock concert or something, obviously have a standing crowd, right? But if it's something like jazz or blues or something, it should be kind of more seated, or at least there should be an option for it, because I had a moment. I legit just got off of my tour. I was on tour.
Off your fucking tour?
Yeah, I was
off your fucking tour, bro.
Anyways, but I just got off of tour. I think we were like 1 or 2 weeks or something, and it was very exhausting. Like I was very, very tired, and This is
bullshit. You have a glamorous musician life. Okay?
No, I was
musicians never struggle. Musicians never struggle. Continue.
Very true. It's a glamorous.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
But it was a week or 2, I don't remember, but I was exhausted. I was so exhausted. And I just got home, right, the day before. And the day after, we had bought tickets for a concert by Robert Glasper. And Robert Glasper is like one of the biggest and most thriving jazz, blues, experimental, hip-hop jazz kind of people. And he's insane. Yeah. And we got tickets for it. So the day after we got home, we went to see that concert. The problem is that we waited 2 hours for them to arrive because they were late, obviously, a rock star thing. And it wasn't a club, and it was standing. Like, you can you imagine, like, jazz hip-hop standing while you are dying because you had a week or 2 of just constant wake up, drive hours, many hours, set up your shit, play, talk to people, go sleep for 4 hours.
As someone that lived that life
then do that
professionally as well.
The next day.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Yes.
I used to fly from Sydney to the east coast of the United States, from Sydney, Australia. I did it 3 times to go back and forth, and didn't have a day break in between to recover from jet lag. I just had to go get on stage and do what I was doing.
Yeah, that's what you do when you are on tour, obviously. So, and the next day, like, I'm just dying and I'm in pain. I'm just in physical pain, and I'm just tired. And this place has no place to sit. So it's like we're watching this fucking concert 3 hours.
Well, it's a hip hop jazz. So aren't you supposed to be doing this? Aren't you supposed to be like, bonch, bonk,
Yeah, but when you're tired and it's just terrible. It's terrible. It was terrible.
You need to do your
it.
8 Mile dance, okay?
I hated
disagree.
it. I think there should always be at least an option of sitting down, okay? Because that was terrible.
I disagree.
I was like, I swore
this
in
is
that
you're
moment.
Old.
I swore.
You're old now. You're over 30. Now you're like, I need to go and shit.
I was 25
I
or
need
something.
to shit down my aching feet. You know what, Sarah? I have a question for you.
Yes.
I have an important question for you that came up as a result of that. Have you ever had anybody mosh to you playing saxophone?
No, but I have had people.
Why not?
I have had many people dance to my saxophone, and I have had people.
Doesn't
I have
count.
had people do like a little. What is it called? Like the when you lead like a snake of people, like a
conga line.
Yeah, I also have done that.
I like that you call it leading a snake of people. I prefer that. Hey, have you ever led a people snake? Have you ever watched The Human Centipede?
Yes,
I want people to do
centipede. People
were
in my ass.
The Human Centipede in front of
people were in my ass.
I play sax.
I mean,
that's true. A snake of people. That's right.
My sax was in people's ass too. It was beautiful. It was like I was playing into this person's ass.
I like the term ass sax.
Yeah.
Ass sax.
Yeah.
Ass sax mosh is a great thing. But what song would you play if you wanted to get people to mosh to you playing saxophone?
You know that I play over heavy metal and rock and stuff like that. I'm capable of that.
Heavy metal.
I'm not just a jazz musician because I literally have a million pedals here because I'm an innovative saxophonist.
Where's your do you play distorted sax sometimes? I want distorted sax.
I do distorted sax all the time. What are you talking about?
But I want metal. What is metal saxophone? That's what I want to hear.
You just scream a lot.
Can I growl over? Can I be like?
Yeah.
No, can
it's
I do
like
that?
you use an octaver, you use a distorter, you use a chorus, and all of that at the same time.
Play ass sax and Essex. I agree. I think that is the title of the album for Sax Mosh.
Yeah.
Sax Mosh.
And then
Pit.
the picture is just my saxophone inside of someone's ass and somebody's head inside of my ass.
Yes, that's beautiful. I think that's really good.
Yeah.
I think that we've got a marketable idea. I think you could take this on fucking tour.
Do you think the jazz elite that I used to be part of would approve of that message?
Yes, I do think that.
Yeah.
Listen, because we all know that jazz is full of dirty old men. Like, let's be real. We know
that's very true.
We know that the jazz community is full of dirty old men. They just think that they're fancy because they hang out in cigar bars instead of hanging out in dive bars with the rest of us.
Yeah.
But all of us out here that grew up in the trailer park, we just hang out in the dive bars.
Yeah.
And we have to suffer through listening. You know what? I have admitted that I'm still learning jazz. I'm learning jazz because I date a jazz musician and I don't know a whole lot about it, and I'm learning it.
Wait,
although my family
dated a jazz musician?
I'm dating a jazz musician.
I was like, who was before me?
And yes, I've dated. So I've only dated jazz musicians named Sarah. That's all I've ever done.
My God, you poor person. You poor
That is true.
person.
They hang out in cigar box hotels. I agree. That's where the jazz musicians hang out. But see, I would take a smoky jazz bar with a bunch of pervy old dudes over having to be at a dive bar and listening to fucking Kid Rock. If you like Kid Rock, I don't like you as a human being, and I don't like what you represent. So
you also don't like people who like Linkin Park, and I love Linkin Park.
I didn't say I don't like people who like Linkin Park. I just said I don't like Linkin Park. On the scale of shitty music, all right, if there is a scale of shitty music, like Kid Rock is pretty much near the bottom. Like that is like if your scale went from -10 to 10, 10 being the highest, and -10 being like you watch The Human Centipede in real life to it, or you're more willing to join a human centipede than listen to that music. Kid Rock is right there. When is Kid Rock on Music Exposed? I don't know.
Maybe
the day that
next
you
week.
feel like making me commit seppuku. If you feel like watching me fall on a sword and dying,
in the video
then
game,
that's what you
obviously.
got. Risque is at the top of the scale.
Kesha is worse than Kid Rock. Does JC actually like Kesha like he says? Because I saw
Yes, oh my God.
He does? I was like, that's totally
his name
joke.
is DJ Montague, by the way. DJ Montague. Shout out to DJ Montague since you said a different thing. But he's a club DJ, so he legit loves all the music that he plays.
Oh.
Of course he does.
He loves Kesha?
He does.
Okay.
He does. She has first of all, she can sing. So for people who don't think she can sing, and I watched a really interesting video about this the other day. I should find it and post it in the Discord. That was talking about how people criticize autotune without really knowing what it is, and knowing the difference between the autotune effect, like the T-Pain effect, and how people use it as a plugin to create style.
Yeah.
But again, she did something that sells, and that woman went through hell. She went through fucking hell to get where she is.
I mean, she brushes her teeth with Jack Daniels, so you know. Or Jim Beam.
No, the shit that if you guys have never read up on the shit that Kesha went through, like I don't really care for her music either, but the stuff that Kesha went through to even be able to have a career today is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what you do. You just sell your soul. That's the thing, you know. Would you sell your soul for being a very high praised, washed up, like with terribly boring?
I am washed up. Thank you for asking.
Boring pop music. Would you go through hell to be able to be famous just for one or two songs?
Okay, so have you watched my stream, or have you ever participated in a Silence Noise stream? I don't even do that shit for clout on Twitch. If I did that shit for professional reasons, you know what I would do? I'm interested, and if anyone out there is actually interested in this, if I had an actual chance of hosting Kid Rock on Music Exposed, would you refuse? Abso-fucking-lutely, I would refuse. I would not participate in that show.
I would say yes. Because,
why?
And I would
Kid
want
Rock
to
has
have
nothing
you,
of value to contribute to the show.
I want to have you on because I would love to see the drama between a person that hates him and him just, you know, and you just basically asking passive-aggressive questions. I'm not going to do that, though. I'm a fucking professional. That is entertainment.
If I'm gonna show up on the show, I'm gonna behave like a professional, and I do that.
But I would like you to ask some passive-aggressive questions, and that is enter-fucking-tainment.
First of all, Kid Rock has nothing of value to say. You know, and one thing that I will say at this point, like you're talking about Taylor Swift, and we've talked about this on the show before.
Oh, she is talented.
Is the fact that almost every musician or singer that you see that's incredibly popular is a ridiculously talented, ridiculously skilled at what they do.
They just
most
are put
of the time
in niche or like in
right. They're put in a box.
Yeah, they're put in the box. Taylor Swift is actually a country singer, just like Miley Cyrus.
I think Taylor Swift is a skilled musician, but I also think Taylor Swift had the most, you know, connected, easy way of getting into the industry compared to a lot of other people. I mean, she had family connections to the industry, which nepotism is probably 50 to 75% of the music industry as a whole at this point. Like, so many people that you see out there that are in big bands are related to people, or big artists that are related to people that have high profile positions in the industry. That's how it works.
I actually had a guy, I had a guy that wanted to do a contract with me before I started Twitch, actually. This was just before Twitch.
Like a 50 Shades of Grey kind of contract thing?
No.
Okay.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
Well, what are you?
I want to lock
noob?
you in my closet.
What are you, a noob? What is this?
Yeah, I'm definitely a noob.
Yeah.
I'm definitely.
Are nipple clippers new to you or something like that?
Did you say nipple clippers?
Nipple clippers.
Yeah.
Your nipples just come right off.
Sometimes I have to be really careful with my nipple clippers. They can cause some serious damage or hospitalization. Please, sir, you need to clip your nips. I agree.
Nipple cream, yes. What was I talking about? I don't remember.
You were talking about about how someone offered you a contract. To do what?
Yes,
to be a pop musician?
To be a pop musician. And I was considering it, and they were like...
When was this?
This was just before I started Twitch, actually. So I met with them at... They are a producer. He is a producer and manager. And he was like, well, you got the looks, you have the voice. Let's do something together. And he was like, but you like to change your hair color, don't you? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, for the next 5 years, you're going to have to settle for one color. And
wow, this is really what it came down to. Hair color was the dividing thing between being a pop star.
That was not the dividing thing. I was down for it, and I would have done, and I would have done music that I hate. By the way, And I was considering it. I was like, am I going this? I'm a jazz musician, you know, who took the jazz music and the whole thing very seriously. But should I just for fame, just, you know, just be
so
a
would you do it?
terrible...
Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you take it
because
then?
Because I started Twitch and Twitch went so well that I was like, why am I going to sell my soul if I can just do Twitch?
But in general, what you're saying is you would sell your soul. You would.
Yeah, I was considering it. Yeah, I was. I wanted to start working with him with like bands and stuff and stuff like that. I actually was starting to work with him.
Bazzy's right, and now you wish you sold it. What were the songs like then?
I actually do because my Twitch channel is dying.
Stop it. What kind of songs were they? Tell me what kind of music it was.
German folk pop. Which is
German folk pop.
Yeah.
What the fuck is German folk
like
pop?
Things like Helene Fischer and things like that. It's like country. It's like German country music basically. It's like very poppy but German country music basically. It's basically German country music, which is very, very.
So a lot of yodeling and beer.
No,
yes.
no. It's like what Taylor Swift actually does. You know, it's like pop country. You know, pop country. It's like Britney Spears stuff. It's like pop country.
Pop country
basically.
isn't even country anymore, though.
Yeah.
Like, I am not a fan of country music at all. But whatever the fuck country music is right now is not country. It's pop.
No, it's not yodeling. You guys, my God, Is it all racist? You guys are kind of racist. I can't with you.
Yeah, were they going to put you in ABBA too?
Yes.
Was that what it's going to be?
Yeah,
ABBA
new country
too?
is pop. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like very washed up, boring pop, basically.
Why are you stuck on washed up today?
I don't know.
What is with washed up coming up over and over? Do you need to? Are you too washed up? Have you wondered how time escaped? You're too held up.
But yeah, it's basically trash music with tons of terrible production. Just boring music, but everybody listens to it and it's top one all the time.
I would now see, here's a way I would sell my soul, and I've talked about this before. If I were going to do that, I would probably go like the Sia route, or what's her bucket from 3 Non-Blondes? Linda Perry? Is it? I think her name is. I would be a ghostwriter for sure. I would be a person that if someone came to me, and I've actually been very interested in doing this over the years. I have been interested in trying to either discover or find like a pop artist or someone that wanted to do that kind of music and doing something in that vein. I would be interested in producing that kind of thing. Yeah. Because I don't feel like that is the best of both worlds. You get to work on it for a short period of time. You write the song. You collect royalties, especially if the song gets, most of those people are making far, 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 far more money doing that, where they basically live in the studio and they write songs. Now, I imagine that the pressure of that is very, very big.
Yeah.
Max Martin makes a ridiculous amount of money, but the lifestyle is so good.
Yeah, but you need to get to that point first because there's literally a million songwriters everywhere.
No one knew who these fucking people.
There's like there's songwriter camps, and I don't think that every single songwriter, for example, in those camps, gets a lot of money. You know what I mean? For people to get to Sia level, like you gotta sell your soul a million times, also in a different way, obviously.
I don't think she did at all. I don't think Sia sold her soul at all. If you follow Sia's career trajectory, and Linda Perry from 4 Non-Blondes or 3 Non-Blondes or whatever it is, she didn't sell her soul either. There are plenty. I mean, nobody knew who the fuck Max Martin was.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's the same as anything else. It's a combination of skill and hard work and luck. There is a luck component involved in everything, and that's the bullshit stuff. It's a very American ideal that you hear all the time, bootstrapping and pull yourself up and it's just hard work. And you know what? There's luck involved too. There's luck involved when you look at anything that you do, like Twitch channels, for example, skill level. Some of the most skilled musicians that we have that come on this show have channels that are much smaller than people who are far less deserving, in my opinion.
Very true.
So you have to look at it and say that there's luck. It's why right now, if you are in the sensitive white girl with an acoustic guitar or ukulele demographic, you're slaying it on Twitch right now. And people that, work a hell of a lot harder and do a hell of a lot more and put more into that don't necessarily have that luck.
Maybe that's my niche.
It's just the way that
maybe I should just stop.
Are you gonna do some German folk music for us right now? How do you stop having boobs?
I don't know. Like, I can wear like oversized T-shirts and just pull it up a little bit.
Didn't you do that before? And your channel still grew. Your channel still grew when you used to wear oversized T-shirts and sit on a couch.
And I will never curse in my life. I will have like a little bit of a nicer voice, you know, and I will be just.
Northbound Matt, you should strive to be a sensitive white girl with an acoustic guitar.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
You know, you're really good at ukulele. I think you should know that your skills on ukulele are unmatched.
Have you seen my beautiful song on TikTok?
Yes, I've seen all the different language versions of it. It reminds me of that video. One of my favorite YouTube videos that I used to send people all the time is there is this video out there of that horrible Avril Lavigne song "Girlfriend." Hey, you.
Yeah,
I don't like
the profile thing. The profile.
There's a video of that though that is her doing it in like 15 different languages. Oh. So it's just the repeat of that in 15 different languages, and it gets funnier and funnier as it goes on, in my opinion. Listening to it. Yeah. In different languages. So if you haven't watched that video on YouTube, go watch that video on YouTube. It's funny. I used to send that to people all the time.
But by the way, before we have Eric
does this mean that you and I are going to collaborate? We have time before Eric.
Yeah, but I wanted to talk about people because this is important. This is news, right? Kind of news. So people are going crazy on Twitter over the DMCA thing. Like super crazy.
It's your fault. It's your fault.
Why is it my fault?
Rosemary Teal put it best today, who's been on the show before, and it's in general how I feel about it. You know, yes, I want to live in a fantasy world where we can do whatever we want and there's no copyright and there's never any problems like that. And I want to, you know, jerk off with 8 Swedish supermodels as well. And that's just not how the world works. Okay? We have to be realistic. People own things. People deserve to profit off of those things. Yes. Just because you're willing. Now, this is the thing. This is the other thing about people being self-righteous about this issue is the fact that everyone thinks that it's 8 languages. You're right. It's I do agree that I mean, and there's no argument for me. I do agree that copyright laws need to change. Yes. I do agree that there needs to be a system put in place that musicians should have the ability to track what they play, buy a license, do all those things. 100% agree with that. I also 100% agree with the fact that Twitch and Amazon as a whole suck donkey dick at what they're doing and how their system is working. Twitch soundtrack is literally a fucking joke. Yeah. And let's be honest about what that is. They're trying to pay musicians an exposure, and they're trying to do the dumb shit to work around these types of things. And what's hilarious about it, because one of the big tweets that people were freaking out about was how a Google Stadia developer, and you might have seen this one, came out and said that he doesn't only believe that there should be DMCA for music, there should be DMCA for games. And that people, and I don't know that, again, it's a tough thing for me because as someone that owns copyright, I don't know that I disagree with that.
No, I disagree with that though, because it's
why?
Different. It's in video games it's different because if the video game developer says it's different from video game to video game. If the developer says, I don't want this game to be published and played, then, you know, that's their decision and that's fine. But most video game developers will not do that because Twitch and YouTube are what make and break games. It's legit a thing. Bullshit. No, it is a thing. Bullshit. It is a thing in the gaming community. In the gaming community, it is true though. You're just saying.
It's not. Okay, do you think Call of Duty would lose any fucking copies if they didn't sell? Do you think the new Madden game wouldn't fucking sell if Twitch streamers
sell as much?
No,
if the big
That's
YouTubers and streamers wouldn't promote it as much, and games can die if they are dropped by the creators. That is a thing.
I understand, but again, this is still the exposure argument, and I'm the one that's willing to come on and be the asshole and debate this point. I don't necessarily. Before I get into this, let me say I agree with that point, and I agree that there should be ways for those things to happen. First of all, one thing I want to say that the chat said at this point is that the music industry should learn from the gaming industry. Oh my God, absolutely not. The gaming industry is fucking rife with sexism, corruption, overworking, crunch culture. So much about the gaming industry is wrong. And the same shit that's happened in every other industry has happened in the gaming industry. EA is not going to lose its profit. Blizzard and Activision are not going to lose their profits.
We're not talking about that, though.
We are talking about that,
There's
though,
obviously
and these
bad
are the companies
things in every niche or every thing.
Yeah, the music industry.
In every industry, there's good and bad, but now going to the sexism, etc. That's not the point, obviously.
It is the point, though, because, again, I was just responding to the point that the music industry should be more like the gaming industry. The fact is that both of them suck and have a lot to learn about how to operate in an industry.
They could learn from each other, too.
But at the same time, what? Okay, tell me what the music industry can learn from the gaming industry. Because I think, again, this is where the Stadia guy has a point. I think most streamers dramatically overestimate their impact on the popularity of things. Most streamers think that they're bigger than they are. Let's just be real about the statistics here. There are 0.001% of streamers, of the millions of streamers that are out there, that actually even make a living revenue.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second. 0.0001. When you look at the statistics of streamers actually can survive off of streaming revenue. It doesn't matter if you have 50 viewers and those kinds of things. And then you go from that into most people overestimate themselves, Dunning-Kruger, and think that they have more influence than they actually have. Do I think that just because there are some cases where an Among Us breaks out or a Fall Guys breaks out or those kinds of things break out at this point?
For example, was why Among Us got so popular because a big YouTuber played it, and it got so popular because all the YouTubers and Twitch streamers started playing it, and it sold probably thousands, if not a million or whatever copies. It has been around. It's not a new. It's not a new game, though. It has been around, and for that guy, the Stadia developer, creative guy, to say that, John Wolfe made this amazing point in that tweet. He responded, he was like, well, this is a very hypocrite stance when Among Us literally is one of the most popular games right now and made them so much money because it got momentum from streamers and YouTubers. The gaming industry really relies on content creators. I'm not saying the 50 viewers, 100 viewers people. I'm saying the big people.
I think you overestimate that. I think you overestimate the impact. I think if you point to the statistics, okay, well, let's look at, here would be my debate. If we're going to have an actual debate about this, which again, I agree. I keep going back to my point. I'm just debating. I'm not saying that I actually believe these things. So everyone who wants to send me nasty tweets, I think streamers should be able to stream games. I think that people should be able to stream music. I think there should be laws and licenses that are appropriate to that kind of thing. And I believe companies should be fairly compensated for those kinds of things.
I agree.
Hold on, before you interrupt me. The issue, first of all, is what most people think is fair compensation. Let's start there. Obviously, we had another scandal this week with Twitch launching their donations thing where they're taking 50% of donations now.
It's such bullshit.
And, well, at the same time, that's the question. Is it or is it not?
No,
I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that.
I think the copyright, especially with gaming, it should be something that the game developers themselves should decide. If they think, okay, you should pay a small fee to be able to stream / release a video about it, then do it. Then please do it. But for many game developers, being able to be broadcasted to millions and millions of people is more important. Probably. But I think it should be a thing that is open, just like with music. Just like with musicians who copyright their music and musicians who don't copyright their music. My music is copyrighted, for example. I'm not against copyright at all. Not at all. because I'm a copyright holder. Like, I make money off of copyright. I think copyright, actually, I have a highlight on my channel if you want to understand where copyright actually comes from and why it started and why it's so important. I think things are just outdated, and a good way to overcome that, especially on Twitch, which Twitch has the money because they are attached to Amazon. They could just ask Daddy, basically.
Yeah, but why would they invest in that if they're not making that money back?
Facebook Gaming does it. Facebook Gaming does it.
Facebook is Facebook, and they have a different motivation for you being on the platform because they're selling you. Twitch at this point is not monetized by the core business in the way that it should be. That right now, you can tell by Twitch's shitty advertising. If Amazon really hooked into Twitch and used Twitch as a portal to make buying decisions and do retargeting and make business decisions based off of things that are happening on Twitch, that would be different. But at this point, that's not how Twitch works. I don't even know that, again, you could justify the operating expense of what Twitch is doing, you know, and tie it into the core business. Why would they throw, again, we're talking apples and oranges here. And again, this is where I go back at this point, and this is another point in the chat, where I'm willing to debate the opposite. One guy plays a game. He might talk to someone about it. One streamer plays a game. Unlimited viewers may see said stream. Let's rely on that one guy. That's not how the industry works. The industry works just like every other industry, movies, TV shows. The giant games in the industries, while streaming might have a small percentage of an effect on it, the giant companies and the giant gaming studios and the people that are investing billions and billions of dollars in games are not relying on streamers for success. Call of Duty is still going to sell what it's going to sell. Madden is still going to sell what it's going to sell. The consoles are still going to sell what they're going to sell. And that's just how it works. I mean, at this point, I still feel like streamers overestimate their impact on the industry as a whole. And just because I can point to one or two things that really launched strong because a big streamer, someone hooked into it first and started a trend, doesn't necessarily mean that it's dominating the industry as a whole. That's my point. And I think that, again, while I agree with the fact that there should be these things available, I also think that most people are naive in thinking that if the laws get changed, the laws are going to get changed in favor of the content creators and not in favor of the streamers.
I agree. I mean,
at this point, anyone that has that belief really believes that no. What's going to end up happening is, just like any other industry, the big streamers are going to get corporatized somehow, and they already are. They're going to get sponsored. They're going to be forced to play certain things. They're going to become, you know, influencers. They're going to be people that are paid by these companies to do whatever it is that they're doing.
We'll just have to agree to disagree, because I don't agree, but it is time for Eric to be on the show and do his performance for us, and I'm very, very, very excited to have him on. And yeah, what else can I say than just listen to him and get all the magic from him while he plays his bass. Eric plays bass.
Yes.
There we are. We're live. Hello, everybody. My name is Sean, and I like to play guitar. For everybody tonight, I have 2 original songs. They're not my own originals, but they were friends of mine that wrote them. I'm going to talk about them first because I'm going to transition between the two, so there's no interruption. The first one is actually the very first song that I ever recorded in a studio setting from a friend of mine named Justin Marchand. And through Justin, I learned about the second person that made the second song that we're doing tonight. Name's Ryan Dunlap. And both of us actually performed on the next one after that. So, yeah, original Toledo music, everybody. Let's do it. Are we doing the hat, too? My chat is demanding that I put on the hat. I'll put on the hat for the second performance. Or do we put it on now? We put the hat on now. Here we go, everybody.
Notice me, senpai, notice me. I take my chances.
chasing a dream that's close enough to catch with my bare hand. Yeah. And so it seems I'll die before I give up on my plan. Although I know it doesn't matter anyway. Chasing a dream that's close enough to catch with my bare hand. So it seems I'll die before I give up on my plan. Although I know it doesn't matter anyway. Soul of a man follows his heart. Like an engine that floods, always restart. In the cold world of now, can't break his skin. When you're destined to lose, know you could win. Though it never really mattered anyway.
Notice me, Senpai. Notice me. Notice me, Senpai. Notice me. Notice me, Senpai. Notice me. Notice me, Senpai. Notice me.
Say love, love, where you been? In love, love, won't you come round again?
Notice me, Senpai. Notice me.
Go. Sitting here with blown smoke out the window. Thought I met her in the back of a dance club. I surprised she was gone when I woke up. Didn't even get a number, feeling so down. All she left was a tea-bed vodka. Thought I found a bit of gossip in a sandbar. Skipping babies on a bomb, big sand rock. Till the day that she left me to go at the beach. Said love, love, where you been? In love, love, won't you come round again?
Thank you all. Thanks, guys. We'll see you at Sarah Jazz's place.
That was awesome. Also, okay, bulletin board. Let's go. Where is it? Where's the bulletin board? Let's go. Dancing? Is that a yes? People can't see you dance. They need to say yes or no. I can see him dance. This is where most people fangirl over you. This video right here.
This is it? This is what people want?
Yeah, this is what people want.
It always cracks me up. Now listen, that's the thing. Like, people, I laugh about this all the time, and it cracks me up because what most people remember about me, and I mentioned this on the Just Chatting streams that you and I have done, they either know me as the guy on Sarah's show, they know me as the meme guy, or they know me as the weirdo, when I've spent probably 10 times as much time writing serious music and serious songs as I do. That took me like 30 minutes of writing the song and then like dicking around on green screen video for a while. And I'm glad people remember it. Thanks, EricPlaysBass, so much for that raid.
For the raid.
It's true. And that's what people, it always cracks me up because that always happens as a musician too. Like the stuff that you write that you're like, no one's going to care about this. It's like that stuff gets popular. And then the stuff that you spend weeks on, people are like, whatever. But anyway, speaking of music from Twitch musicians and people who are out there that you need to know about, we have the largest Music Exposed Bulletin Board of all time this week. I don't know how this keeps happening, but the good news for it is, again, when you see those posts go up, or even if you don't, some really good things happen this week, actually, thanks to the Village Ruse and 1 vs. 0. And I realized I forgot to ask you a question before we started this segment, Sarah. Sarah, do you have the ability to do giveaways in your chat? Can you do giveaways?
I don't. Yes, I can.
Because I have something to give away.
Oh.
And I realized I forgot to ask you in this. I will get to that. If you can set that up, we need to choose 2 winners.
Okay.
So if you can set that up while I go through the bulletin board this week, I will explain that in a second because it's part of the bulletin board. But all of you who send me DMs, before I get into it, all of you send me DMs who respond to my tweet, who let me know about streaming musicians, who stay on the front lines and tell me about releases and videos and cool stuff that streamers are doing at this point. It's amazing, and I'm very, very grateful for those of you who do that make this bulletin board strong. Really, the reason that we want to do this show is to promote Twitch music streamers and to promote their music and releases. So please, please, please go listen to these releases. Go listen to the streamers. Go listen to Esky Beats' playlist that he puts together of all of that. Support these musicians that we put out there. And if you haven't yet, please go to Twitter, twitter.com/thesilencenoise, and retweet the bulletin board tweet that has all the different artists who are on it this week because there are a massive amount. So first, Mama Joe Vrama Joe has their new album that just came out that's called Houseboat Weekend. Also one of my favorite streams on Twitch that I've discovered recently. They are hilarious. They are very, very unique. There's nothing like Mama Joe Vrama Joe on Twitch if you don't know them. And their new album is called Houseboat Weekend. So make sure that you go check that out. 1 vs. 0 finally dropped their new album. Some of you might know 1 vs. 0. Some of you might know one of their members of their band, Devolta, who's a streamer that is part of our community here on Twitch. That album was produced by the Village Ruse, who spent weeks mixing that and working on it on stream. So he's here in the chat. They just dropped their new album that's called Distance. And so that is available. And in a few seconds here, we are going to give away 2 free copies of Distance from 1 versus 0. They sent me codes to give you a free copy of 1 versus 0's new album, Distance. So I'll be able to send 2 of you some free music and some free copy of those albums. So I'm very grateful for them doing that. If you want to do that for me in the future, please do. They send me Bandcamp codes, and I would love to share your music with people. So let's do it.
Sanchez, by the way, thank you for gifting that sub to Lonely Forest Cat. And should I start the giveaway now then?
Yes, go ahead while I finish the rest of the bulletin.
Is that what it is?
We have 2 codes for Distance by 1 versus 0.
Okay, so
again, produced by the Village Ruse.
Yes, so what I'm gonna do is start a raffle, and if you guys wanna win one of the codes, please please. I can't fucking talk today. Please type !join and not lurk. !join in the chat. There you go, and one of you will win. You just continue. We're gonna do 2. We're gonna do that twice.
Okay, so the Trinity Project has a new album that just came out. I was kind of confused by this tweet because there was actually a different band that was associated with it. So if the person that tweeted me this was this, I'm sorry, but their tweet was confusing because they had one Bandcamp link and it was a different Bandcamp link that it was linked to. But I think what they were trying to tell me, which is a new album from the Trinity Project, just came out, that's called The Subtle Movements of the Entropy Engine. So go check that album out as well. And then let's get into some singles. Matu, who some of you might know, twitch.tv/Matu, has a new single that just came out called Out of the Mist. Melissa Lamb, who was on the list last week as well, just had a new single drop called Give that features Hadi and Kerfo. So you'll want to check that out. Zoe Wren just dropped a new single that's called Welcome Here. Leah Menaker just dropped a new single that's called Stranger. And then we have 2 pre-release announcements for this week. Mary Go is about to release her new EP that's called Stranger. That comes out on October 30th. And finally, we have Other Glow, who's about to drop his next new single called Made to Disappear that comes out on October 30th. And so before I wrap the bulletin board, we've got 60 seconds on that winner. Thank you again so much for all of you who submit music to me. Please retweet that. Please share. Please go listen. Most of all, if you can afford to buy or you like the music that you hear, please go buy the music. The best way to support music streamers in order of operations, number 1 is buy their music. Go out and still buy music. I know people are like, who buys music anymore? But that is the way to give them the most money. The second thing is go donate, subscribe, offer bits, do whatever you can to support them on their streams. Makes a massive, massive difference in their ability to keep going and to continue producing music. After that, what you can do is you can stream it. So if you use a streaming service, Spotify, whatever, just keep in mind, most people do not make very much money off of streaming at this point. But if it's all you can do at this point, you don't have the money to support them, please do it. Ooh. And then finally, 4th at that point, is go watch it on YouTube or go share for them. So like, share, let people know about it, tell a friend, all those types of things, and let people know about it. But it makes a huge difference to all these musicians. So we have one winner, right?
Yeah, we have one winner, which is Tammy. And I'm going to start the second raffle right now, the second giveaway, !join.
All right, so Tammy,
are you done with the yes? Are you done with the bulletin board?
Finish it.
Okay, cool.
So I just sent you the link and the code, Tammy. Thank you so much for that. And then let's do the other one.
Yeah, it's done.
So as we do that, again, as a reminder, musicexposed.show. Go check out these new releases, Mama Joe, Vrama Joe, 1 versus 0, The Trinity Project, Matsu, Melissa Lamb, Zoe Wren, Leah Menaker, and pre-releases from Mari Go and Other Glow, as well as the last month of streamer releases, Music Exposed Bulletin Board, out.
Yes, thank you so much, Sanchez, for gifting that stuff to Tammy. And Tammy, congratulations on winning that giveaway. Anyways, I don't want to stall any further. I want to present to you today's guest, the one that plays the bass, Eric Plays Bass. Oh, hi.
Every time you do that, it mutes your mic, by the way, Sarah. When you scream, it like lowers the volume on your mic. That happened last week.
My mic too.
Yeah, it happened last week too. It really lowers the volume overall on your mic. I don't know why that is.
Why is it doing that? Am I still like super quiet now?
You're quieter. You're not as quiet as you were last week.
Why does it do that? It doesn't like me screaming. It's probably punishing me for screaming.
I guess so.
Hi Eric, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well.
Hi Eric, how are you?
I'm doing all right. You guys doing okay too? Music good?
Oh yeah.
Volume good on the mic?
Yes,
all good.
Sound great.
All good. All beautiful. Awesome. So tell us.
So we got to talk about the big news with you this week because I just saw it go up. You were featured in a Davey 504 video.
For the second time, yeah. It's
For
crazy.
the second time, I saw it this week. So How did that come about? Like, obviously he knew you from before, but tell us about the two experiences being featured on that channel, and has it made a difference? Has it brought more viewers to your channel and more people started to find you because of those videos?
Definitely, yeah. It's been very interesting. Not totally what I expected, but that's a good thing, I suppose. It's helped me grow as a streamer a bit. The first time, it was just chance. He found me browsing the music section looking for a bassist, and I happened to be one of the only ones streaming at the time. And he just, chimed in, said, "Hey, here's $150, slap the bass." I was like, oh,
okay, thank you.
Yes.
I can do that.
Slap
I
the bass.
can do that. And I did, and a lot of people liked it. I think I gained over 300 followers just from that first video alone, which was insane.
Wow.
I was sitting at about 1,800 strong already, and gained over 300 then. And then just this last, Friday? Yeah, last Friday, on my Funk Friday streams that I do every Friday, he showed up again. He's like, "You're the only one streaming. Slap some more." And so I did.
What time was this so I know when to stream also?
Yeah.
Well, it was interesting because it was at a time that not a lot of other people usually stream. I kind of do the graveyard shift after 11 p.m. Eastern, and a lot of people are usually wrapping up by then, but I'm just starting. And Davey's in Thailand. I think he lives with his girlfriend over in Thailand.
Yes.
And so that kind of makes the timing kind of weird. It's actually been interesting. I haven't been trying to. I haven't tried to set up anything with that, but I've noticed now in other streamers donate videos roughly what time they stream based on what streamers are in the list as they're scrolling past, which has been kind of interesting. But I'm not trying to scalp donations.
Oh, so yeah, but you should though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good business move.
Yeah.
It's a good business move.
Yeah.
So.
Also, you could turn up your mic just a
little bit.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can turn it up. Yeah.
Good. Turn up for what? So tell us how.
Well, and it's always. Hold on. I wanted to finish before you go there.
Sorry.
I just want. It's so important to me to always ask those questions because I think it's a thing that a lot of streamers don't talk about. Hey, you were on this talent show. How did it actually work out for you? You were featured in this Davey video. How did that actually work out for you?
Yeah.
I really appreciate you being willing to talk about that because I know a lot of people are like, "Oh man, that's my ticket." They were probably like, "If I got featured in the Davey 504 video, that's going to be 10 million viewers, and that's my ticket."
Oh, totally.
And so I appreciate you being open about sharing how that worked out.
Well, yeah, and I can even go a little further that it's been challenging in a way because Davey's target audience is primarily kids in high school and under. And my target audience is predominantly people in my own age bracket, which is, a number. So I'm 27, so I'm trying to find people in that vein, I'm kind of the bridge between the millennials and the Zoomers in a way. So I'm trying to find like-minded individuals, but it can be tough because I've had a lot of people that come into the stream, and for those that aren't familiar with my setup, I do songs off of my song list only, which is a lot of songs, though. I know over almost 1,700 tunes. I've trimmed it down to about 1,200 something, just stuff that I've learned from memory and from being a gigging musician like Sarah. And I try to tell people, hey, use the list to request. And they're like, "I want you to slap now. Right now. You need to slap right now." And I'm like,
yes.
I'll get to it. So it's been very challenging, actually, I've had quite a lot of people like that. I've had to ban a couple people.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine.
I don't like to do that, but it's been interesting. And like I said, it's helped me grow as a streamer to help kind of figure out how to use that to my advantage, that people come in and are like, "I want this now. I want to hear this now." And I'm like, "Hey, and then maybe I'll give them a little teaser and keep them around so they want a little more."
Yeah.
So at least that's been what I've been trying to do. It's been, here and there working a little bit, but it's been a growing experience, definitely.
Thank you so much, Sun, for that raid.
Sunfire, our social media person. Thank you so much for that raid.
Thank you so much. Hope your stream was amazing. Please go follow Sun. She's awesome. So tell me, how did you find out about Twitch, and how did you end up on Twitch?
I think it started back with Super Smash Bros. Melee. I used to follow the scene quite a lot, and back in 2014 when there was a big tournament, it was Apex 2014, and it was all streamed on Twitch, and I remember it was a huge landmark for Super Smash Bros. Melee because, without going into the whole particulars of it, there was a lot of turmoil and strife, but they overcame it, and I think they broke over 100K viewers, concurrent viewers at one point, which was incredible. And I had known about Twitch before then. I think it was when it was Justin TV, actually. I come from the old school Ustream days.
Yeah.
Watching
Same.
it.
You actually
Yeah.
know what Ustream is.
Oh,
I've
man.
tried to talk to people about that, and no one remembers Ustream. I did podcasting there.
I used to be on Ustream all day. I was a moderator in a Guitar Hero player's like professional chat. His name was Guitar Hero Phenom. And I actually started streaming bass on Ustream. I had like one stream. I had a Microsoft Live Cam. I think max it may have been 360p.
Yes.
And the microphone's camera. I didn't have any of this gear I have now, of course. So it was terrible, absolutely awful. But it was a start.
Yeah.
And then when Twitch came around, I started watching Super Smash Bros. Melee tournaments, and then started watching more speedrun content. And then I realized, like, well, maybe I should get on Twitch. Like, maybe I should start streaming it. And a lot of steps along the way. I got influenced by a lot of different people. Darbian is my biggest influence. He's a speedrunner that had many multiple world records in Super Mario Brothers and many other Mario games and other games. And seeing how someone could just be really good at something and then market that, I thought maybe I could do that at bass. I thought, well, maybe I'm pretty decent. Maybe I can, do something with it. And so far, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's been pretty amazing.
So
That's amazing.
how would you, I mean, I know that you, I'm sorry, I just want to ask this question because I'm always interested. I know that you played a bunch of gigs. How would you compare the experience
Let me ask, I want to ask it for you. Hold on, I'm going to be Sarah.
Okay,
because
yes.
I know this is a really interesting question. Okay, but how would you compare
I don't talk like
playing
that,
live
okay.
and in person? How would you compare? Listen,
I'm not a valley
listen.
girl.
How would you compare playing in person versus playing on Twitch? How is that?
Well, about that.
You asshat.
I want to say it's kind of the same because I'm used to no one applauding.
Oh,
wow.
I like it.
That needs a sound. That needs a sound. You don't have a sound?
My sound is broken.
sound
I
is
do.
broken.
Just go ahead.
Fuck.
That's my next goal, actually, get a soundboard.
Yeah.
I'll get
No,
it. I have
I
one.
wanna
It's
say
just
that
doing that
it-
thing it does.
When I started streaming, I went, man, it's kind of weird not having crowd feedback. But the more I thought about it, more of my recent gigs had been with less and less crowd feedback. It's just you end up playing a lot of sports bars, you end up playing a lot of game nights and stuff, and people are like, "Oh, it was football." I'll never forget. We were ripping out a great song. I can't remember what band I was playing with. Great, just we're all in the groove. We're feeling it. We're feeling great. And everyone erupts into applause right after we finish. And I thought, wow, they really liked us. Wait, they did applaud a little early. And then I looked at the TV and someone had scored a touchdown.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
And that was the beginning of the end. That was
Normally,
like,
that's really weird that they actually put you on stage, because my experience has been if you're playing a sports bar, typically they either make you wait until the game is over, like especially if the crowd is invested in the game. The fact they put you on at the same time is
That's
a weird
weird,
decision.
yeah.
It's
Why
very
would they do
interesting,
that?
Yeah.
because bar owners aren't too intelligent often.
That's true, I guess.
At least when it comes to music. There are some, and I've definitely played a lot of bars over the years, and I've played some that music's the focal point, and I've played others that are like, we just needed someone to fill some air. Here you go. Here's a couple bucks, basically. Thanks for being here. Beer, you got to pay for that.
Right.
So
hey, at least you got paid. That's a step ahead of a lot of bands. So tell us a little bit about your experience in live gigging. Did you play in a lot of different bands? Was it predominantly cover bands, or tell us a little bit about that experience?
It was mostly cover bands. I've lost track of how many I've played with over the years, since I've mainly been a session musician.
Oh, wow.
Just kind of fill in space.
Hi, fellow session musician.
Yeah. I mean, and it's different in the jazz world because there's so many standards and everyone knows these tunes, but it's kind of similar in that there always is a crossover with Brown Eyed Squirrel and Sweet Caroline and stuff like that. But
Mustang Sally.
Mustang Sally.
Mustang Sally.
I actually recently, when I trimmed my set list on Twitch, I took off a lot of those filler tunes because you know what? No one can pay me enough to play those anymore.
I don't know. I've gone the opposite way, and I've made people pay exorbitant amounts for those songs. Yeah. So maybe you should do the same thing and see if it works for you the way that it has for me.
I do. I have Through the Fire and Flames is $69.69.
Yes.
On
Perfect.
my channel.
Perfect. Yes.
And Wonderwall, I think Wonderwall is $100. And I also have one singing donation, but it's not singing, it's rapping.
Ooh.
I will rap the entirety of Kendrick Lamar's For Free interlude for $420.69.
Have you done it?
No.
Oh my God! Somebody do
No
that
one's-
right
no
now.
one's-
Donate right now.
Yeah.
Do you have your alerts
Let's
up?
do it. Yeah.
Do it right now. And somebody donate 420 right now to Eric, so
Yeah,
we can.
let me pull up Stream Elements.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, it's I just started as a session musician, and it kind of grew from there. I would have bands that I would kind of have a stint with, maybe a year or two. The songs that I did tonight with Justin Marchand and Ryan Dunlap, we were together in a band called Dunlap and the Tires, and that lasted about, I think, a year and a half roughly, and it was probably my favorite experience in a band. I've loved almost all of them overall, and that one featured original and covers. You know, it kind of had both of them available at any time.
Right.
And it got us places. It got me further than any of the other groups I've had. I got to go to South by Southwest with that group, actually.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Back in 2016, I want to say. And we weren't part of like the official, like, you know, on the same stage as Flaming Lips and stuff. We were part of, like, you know, you had to crawl around a little bit and then find that bar. Like, hey, there we are. And we actually, a funny thing, we actually played next door to Snarky Puppy.
Oh man,
Oh, wow.
Snarky Puppy's amazing. I love them so much.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Their trumpet player was actually outside the gig, and I was like, "Hey, man, I played a gig next to you," and he's just like, "Cool."
Yeah.
You know,
He's like,
we're
good
all
for you,
playing
good
gigs.
for you,
Like,
kid.
good for-
Yeah.
Hit the bricks.
he wasn't a dick, but I was just kind of being like, I'm playing too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that was amazing, and then that band just kind of, Ryan ended up moving to Florida, and then I just, you know, I'm here in Toledo, Ohio, so just doing.
Oh, you
doing
poor
the best I
man.
can,
You
but-
poor man in Toledo. I'm sorry.
It's rough. It's very rough. I mean, all the songs you've heard, all the rumors, they're all true.
I know.
There's nothing I can say.
I'm actually originally from Detroit, so obviously we have I have intimate knowledge of Toledo.
Oh yeah, we're Little Detroit.
Yeah.
So
baby
how
Detroit.
do you treat your Twitch channel? Do you go more the business way, or do you go more I just do whatever is fun for me? How do you go about your Twitch channel?
Definitely the latter. I've been trying to kind of integrate more of the business side of things, especially because I haven't had any gigs, you know? I haven't had a gig since March. I actually had a gig that came up today, of all days. Like, when I booked this, I was like, well, I don't have anything going on forever, so hey, here we go, Music Exposed. And then literally 2 days later, a friend of mine's like, hey, man, what are you doing October 24th? I'm like, what's the gig? And it was a wedding that was happening today, but and I thought, well, maybe I'll just, you know, yeah.
Those are well paid.
And I was, and if I wasn't so concerned about about the human malware situation going on right now, I would have, you know,
Canceled,
tried to get with you guys and reschedule, because it's like, hey, paying gig, but it's just, you know, it's where it's at now. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna play it safe, and we can't reschedule the wedding, and people aren't social distancing, people aren't respecting each other.
Weddings
so
I don't understand how people do weddings right now. I really don't. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah. Every time I hear in the news, like, oh, so and so had a wedding, like, that's great. Oh, COVID, you know, all the cases. Oh, whoop,
Yep,
back up. Like, oh, I wonder what happened.
Yeah, why?
So,
Yeah, I live in a resort town, and I tell people all the time that right now what my experience of that has been is that pretty much the only people that are really going out extensively and like taking vacations and doing things like that are generally not the type of people you'd want to be around anyway.
Oh.
Like, it tends to be the people that literally just don't care about the situation at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've had my fair share of that. I actually almost got in an argument just the other day with a customer. I work music retail, so I'm around a bunch of people all the time. And I had a guy come in that was just like, you know, do I have to wear a mask? I'm like, yeah, it's kind of the law. It's not a law. Well, it's a mandate. And they're like, well, you can't make me wear a mask. I'm like, and at that point I was like, I have two options. One, I either tell him, well, I can tell you to get out of the store. Or two, I just live with it, and maybe he'll buy something. And hey, he ended up buying stuff. So
Was it at least expensive stuff?
A couple T-shirts, but you know, nothing crazy. But hey, it was something. And
it was,
businesses are all it was something.
Yeah. That's annoying.
Well, it's amazing how many people have been put in hard positions because of that, even though it's not really a music topic, but people who would normally have to deal with people in that way, or people treating them that way, are having to deal with it all the time. I know many people now who are like constantly having to be like, you know, walking around wherever they work or walking around their store enforcing those things. But I guess it's not all that different because you've played a lot of gigs. And so I'm sure you've got some interesting gig stories. So outside of the football one, What's who's the most obnoxious person, or can you remember a story of someone being super obnoxious to you at a cover band gig? Like they wouldn't stop yelling or spilling their beer on you or any of those things.
I've had all of that. I've had all that. I've had to barricade my section of the stage before. There's a bar in Toledo called Bronze Boar, and there is no stage. You play on the ground, which by the way is carpeted. Bar owners, carpet.
Yeah,
Carpeted
I don't
bars,
understand
the
those.
worst.
Or carpeted stages. I also don't understand those. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Ew.
It's just like they don't expect musicians to sweat or spit
No.
Or puke.
spill beer or puke. Yeah, depending on the gig. So it was just. I played there, and I actually had to barricade myself because we were literally just in the way of people, or as people would say, we were in the way. And it's like, dude, I have all this stuff here. I can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
That was one I remember being tough because people kept bumping into me, and I have, as if you guys notice, I have a lot of pedals. I use a lot of effects, and so I didn't have that many at the time, but it's like, hey, I got like $1,000 on the floor here, and if you spill that beer, there goes $1,000 that I've saved up for. So I'm gonna get out of here. I remember one guy, we played up in a place called Barrel House Saloon out in Sandusky, Ohio. And it's in a farm. They took a farm and added in the where they put like bales of hay and stuff on the upper story. They put a stage there. Like, yeah, that's great. Just get all the musicians to haul their speakers and shit up there. Great idea. But it looks cool. The sound is acceptable. But I remember there's no railing in front of the stage. There's nothing preventing you from just walking off and falling, a floor down to the ground.
Pulling the Dave Grohl maneuver. Falling off and breaking your leg.
And I had a guy come up, he walked up all those stairs with his beer, like, hey, you guys are great, I love you guys. And he's like, his beer is just getting precariously, back and forth over my pedals, and I'm just kind of like, get out of here, dude. And we had to kind of like, and then he fell, and he almost fell over the front of the, area. And I was just like, I do not want to see someone die tonight. I need to get the hell out of here.
Oh my God.
So there's a lot. There's a lot to unpack that I haven't thought about over the years.
I've uncovered your trauma here on Music Exposed.
I want to
That's
hear
my
more.
job.
I want to hear more about your, about your terrible gigs.
Thanks for that sub off twice.
Thank you, Twice. How are you?
Think of another one. Those were always the ones that came to mind. I had a post gig story that's interesting.
Yes.
When Uber was newer, probably maybe even a year old, I used to drive a Honda CR-V, but my car was too old to be in the Uber like age bracket for insurance and everything at the time. It was like over 10 years old or something for the cutoff. So, but it was still like a family car, so people would think I was an Uber. All the time after I'm getting out of gigs, I got all my shit packed in the car. And guys are just like, hey, Uber. And I'm like, I'm not your Uber. Get out of here. I once was unloading my stuff, actually from that Bronze Boar bar that I mentioned earlier. So, Bronze Boar, go figure. And I was unloading my stuff. I just put in maybe half my gear. And every time I put my stuff in, downtown Toledo is not exactly a safe haven. So I close my doors, I lock them, make sure they're locked, and I walk back inside. And I did that. I heard my beep go off. I knew my car was locked. I come back outside, and someone's sitting in my car. And I'm like, what are you doing in my car? And he's like, are you my Uber? And I'm like, no, I'm not your Uber. Get out of my car. Dude, take me, please. And I'm like, no, I'm not taking you anywhere.
People don't have to break into Ubers to ride? I've always had to break into my Ubers. I mean, come on.
Yeah, right? And then at this point, he says, dude, I will suck your dick if you give me a ride.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm like, no. And at that point, his friends come over, and they're just like, get this guy out of here. I'm just like looking at them like, what the fuck is going on right now? This is ridiculous.
I mean, it would have been a free, a free suck, just saying.
It was post gig. It was after the gig too, so it was just
that's true.
I mean, I'm gonna make a terrible joke. You're the bass player, so that's the most action you would get anyways after a gig.
Sometimes you got to take the opportunities that are given to you.
That's very true.
That's
true. It was easy. Okay, it was easy.
I think.
Thomas Frank did ask this question, and I have to ask it to you because, of course, now Sarah did it. He wants to know, what is the best bass player joke you've ever heard?
How do you get a bass player out of a tree?
How?
Wave.
What?
It's like they're hanging from a branch. You wave. hey.
Why they? What? I don't understand.
It's a bit cerebral. It's a bit cerebral.
Yeah.
I'm too.
Sorry, Sarah.
Basically,
Jokes are
the bassist
hard.
is hanging in the tree, and they can't get out because they're dumb, because they're a bassist.
Oh,
Like, you
okay.
get them out of the tree, you wave, like, oh,
And that's the
hey.
worst one or the best one? I don't remember.
That's
It's
his
always
favorite
been-
one.
Oh, your favorite.
I mean,
one.
there's one that I can't even give justice to. It was on Bob and Tom's show, if anyone is familiar with that radio
Yes.
show.
Yes.
But it involves a nun and a very drunk man, but I don't even want to. It's very tough. It's very tough to get into. I couldn't describe it. I couldn't give it justice. I see
So
the
there-
chat. Everyone's just like,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Everybody's like, what? What is he talking about?
remember, guys, I'm a bassist. My jokes are not everyone's jokes. The guitar
That's
player's
true.
got all
Yeah.
the jokes. So.
That's
So,
very
in
true.
your opinion, who should really be considered the butt of the jokes, the bassist or the drummer?
I mean, I would always give it to the drummer. Not
Yeah.
any bias of mine, but the drummer doesn't have to know any notes. The drummer just I just hit the cymbals and the
I mean, all you
drum.
gotta
That's
know
right,
is
that's
like
the-
A, you know.
That's always the drummer joke that you hear though. What do you call a guy who hangs out with a bunch of musicians?
the drummer.
A drummer, yeah.
Yeah.
You get a drummer off your porch. You pay for the pizza.
But you know
That's
what?
right.
The thing is, bassists actually they always have a good bassist always has a gig, which was always crazy to me because there's so many bass players, but there's not enough good bass players. There's so many mediocre bass players, but a good session bass
yeah.
player is worth everything. Like especially those who can do slapping, you know, but also blues, but also, you know, just accompanying a ballad or something. Like those are really rare. So if somebody is a good, you know, a bass player, they always get the gigs, which made me want to learn the bass because who the fuck needs a saxophone? You know what I mean? Nobody needs a fucking saxophone, you know.
Whatever. We should have more saxophone though. I'm actually I had someone ask me about xylophone the other day. Like, do you think xylophone is
Yes.
dead in rock music? And I went, well, I don't really hear it at all, so I don't know if it had a career to begin with.
Yeah.
But let's start it. Let's do it.
Xylophone
let's
is
put in
beautiful. Yeah.
put a bunch of weird stuff in music.
Yeah.
But I actually started playing bass because of that reason. I didn't have any gigs as a guitarist, and I went, man, all my friends play guitar, and I actually started playing bass in my church youth group. I went to church growing up, and I showed up for the first night of youth group. My friend that I met through Sunday school was like, hey, man, you play guitar? Come over to the youth group and play in the band. And I show up with my little Squire Strat, and I'm like, I'm ready to perform. And I get in, and there are literally 3 other guitarists there. And there's a bass in the corner, and 3 guitarists on stage. Like, all right, if another guitarist, come on up. I'm like, guys, where's the bassist tonight? Oh, we don't have a bassist.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll try it.
Cool.
Why would you want me? And it just kind of went from there.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess I'm supposed to ask you if you know what Rule N2 is.
Rule N2. That's a reference that's over my head.
Yeah.
Nah. Well, just make sure you don't wave while
So
thinking about
I
Rule
want to know
N2.
who are your biggest influences
Oh,
on
rule
Twitch?
number 2. Sorry, rule number 2.
Oh, rule
Is
number 2.
Rule number 2. I mean, the internet rule number 2? Let's see. That's, boy, that's... If it's the internet rules, it's been too long. The only ones I remember anymore are 34 and you know...
Yeah.
Was it 62?
Yeah.
63? So...
Anyway.
Well,
go
yeah,
ahead,
but
Sarah.
influences on Twitch. Who are your biggest influencers on
Yeah.
Twitch?
So I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but my largest influence isn't even a music streamer. His name is
Yeah.
Darbian, and he's a Super Mario Brothers speedrunner. And I would show up to his stream. I've been watching him for years now, watching him just grind the same level over and over and
my
over again.
God.
And the whole time, he's just very zen, you know. He's cracking dry wit jokes and just, you know, being a really entertaining guy without trying, really. It's just kind of how he is. And when I saw that someone could create a comfortable, just, you know, chill out zone that people were interested in, I thought, well, you know, I'm not the kind of guy that like gets in front of a camera and just like, you know, waving my arms and come on, Jay, let's get into it.
Why you gotta insult guys that get in front of the camera and wave their arms and act like jerks? Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta call me
We're calling
out?
them out tonight. We're calling them
Yeah,
out.
we're
guess.
calling
I'm
each other
sorry.
out all
Sorry,
the time
guys.
today. This is fun. I like
Sorry,
it.
guys.
It's just not my thing, you know. It's not my bag.
Yeah.
I'm not even connecting back to the whole like how is Twitch different from gigs. I do kind of the same thing on Twitch that I do on gigs. I stand there and I play bass, and then people come up like, "Do you know Wonderwall?" And I'm like, "Nope, I don't know Wonderwall. Get out of here." Or so whatever it is.
Never heard of it.
So, but yeah, I watched Darby and I thought, well, if he can do that, I can do that, and my own way of doing it. I think when I started watching music, the first bassist I watched was Mr. Jacob Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think that's still his tag on Twitch. He doesn't stream a whole lot anymore.
Yeah, I think. I don't know if he maybe lost Mister.
I think so. Yeah, I think he's
I
just
think
Jacob
he
Edwards
lost
now.
the Mister. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a really great bassist. He did live looping, which is something I'm gonna try to explore, especially now with the whole, DMCA craziness now. Yeah, that was probably the first bassist I saw where I'm like, wow, people like watching bass players? What? Really? That's a thing? And it just kind of went from there. I started streaming around the same time as Dom Palombi, who's another fantastic streamer on Twitch and an inspiration. We both kind of started around the same time, and I would watch how he would grow doing his stuff on drums and then me doing my stuff on bass.
Yeah.
And just kind of, it's like streaming is a very collaborative thing, even when it's not. I'm always trying to watch other streamers and see what works for them.
Yes.
That might work for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to copy anyone, but I want to kind of get the best of everything.
Yeah.
I explore all the worlds I can, and see, okay, I can take this part of that and make it my own.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll ask you this question because Detrimental Instrumental asked this question. So what would be your tips for newbie streamers to get more viewers? Like, what are some of the things that you did when you were starting to grow your channel?
Consistency. The biggest thing is consistency. I had to tell myself this time and time again. You can't get online for an hour or two every couple days, and then that day is not a normal stream day. You have to make sure you go, my schedule is Thursday through Saturday, and I'm going to be on at these times, and that's what people can expect every week. And then maybe once you get that going, then you can start changing it up. I remember I watched the Doc grow on Twitch, actually, Dr. Disrespect.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, I started watching him when he only had like maybe 200, 300 viewers.
Oh.
And then it just kept like, because I just found him randomly. I was watching streams of people playing, not Battlegrounds, H1Z1.
Yeah.
That game. I never play it. I never owned it. I just thought, this is kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
And that was even back when Ninja had like maybe 800 viewers max.
Yeah.
I
remember
know about Ninja from like the Halo 2 days, I remember this guy. But yeah, I watched the Doc grow, and I would, he had really interesting alerts. He had a great persona that people could latch on to. And he was really good at engaging with his audience, even when he wasn't personalizing it with people, getting people into his element, and for better or worse. And he would always post his schedule on Twitter. Once it started changing, this week he's on in mornings, this next week he's on in afternoons, and kind of like doing an all-encompassing schedule to kind of get every person possible to adapt their schedule to his schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So consistency is the largest, most important thing for any streamer, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, I think that's pretty good starter tip.
Thanks for that question,
consistent, chat. And always enjoying it too. There's definitely going to be times, even when you're doing something you love, that you don't think you're doing well. I definitely have those nights where I'm like, man, I'm not feeling it. This just isn't really working out. And sometimes they end up being my best nights because I've got such a great community that really is just kind of, at this point, taking itself in its own reins and creating everything that I then feed off of that positive energy, and that kind of influences me, and then it just kind of becomes this loop of positivity.
Yeah.
Or one night you get too many people asking for me to play the Nutshack theme, and then I'm like, I'm canceling stream tonight. We're done tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, and my curiosity about that too, or the way that I like to frame it, and I know Sarah you'd agree with this, is that by being consistent, what ends up happening is streaming revenue tends to work in a way where you have like bursts of success. Like you have one stream where everything is crazy and you make the money for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month or whatever. So the consistency is, you'll have streams that are on the lower end where you might not be getting as much support, or you might not be as excited but by putting the work in, you're doing the work that gets you up to the one stream or the couple of streams that help you get through that month or help create whatever it is. And so, but without those streams, you would never have the big stream. That's the issue of everybody. Sometimes people will be there for the big stream and they're like, oh, well, you're set. But it's like, no, you have to do 10 other streams that are not as big, or there's lower energy, or they're slower, or not as many people around, or that kind of thing. You know, so would you agree with that?
Absolutely, yeah. There have been lots of like slog nights where I'm just like, man, this is not. I'm just like, you lose your motivation. Even at worst, I've had nights where I'm like, man, why do I even do this? What's the point? What am I fighting for? You know, that type of thing. It's like, what's going on here? And then I'll come back and something crazy happens. It's just you never know what you can't expect exposure to happen. You know.
Right.
You can't expect that someone's going to come in and discover you anymore. Like I've tried to tell that to my dad and a lot of boomers and stuff, where it's not like you're just playing at a club and then all of a sudden, hey, big hotshot comes in and like, I'm signing you to a contract.
Yeah, that
you got to
doesn't
keep
happen.
grinding it out. You get anything can happen. You got to keep grinding. You got to make it happen though. You got to be in the mind frame to make it happen, and you just got to keep putting in that work. And hopefully, if your product is good, if you're into it and you can keep doing it, you can sustain it, I think it will work out in the long run.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do at this point, but you know, it's always changing. Adaptability is huge.
Yes.
Now with the DMCA thing happening, and cover musicians like myself are, you know, having their livelihood. For some people, it's a livelihood. For me, it's just been, you know, so far anyway, it's been a way to fill in the gap between having no gigs. But I could see it becoming a livelihood, but not the way it's currently going, you know, with DMCA and everything.
And that's actually, I wanted to ask about that. So how much has, obviously it's a popular topic right now, and Sarah and I both kind of told the truth earlier that it is kind of a boring topic. I know it's an important topic for a lot of musicians, but it's a repetitive topic. But I do want to ask, how has the DMCA thing affected your stream, and what are you going to be doing to adapt to it or work with it?
It's a really complicated matter. I'll try to simplify it the way that I've been simplifying it to my chatters. I didn't stream last night. I mentioned I have Funk Friday every Friday where we just play funk tunes off the list. But it's so far, I've been a little concerned. I've seen a lot of big streamers just nuking content, just like we're deleting years and years of VODs and clips and stuff just because we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen.
Right, exactly.
And that's the scariest thing, because I think in the long run, and I think I've seen Carrie in the chat. Shout out to C4103. Or man, I messed up those numbers.
Same.
Shout out to Carrie. He's been really good at getting into copyright and stuff on Twitter, and other people have as well. But I think what needs to happen in the long run is not something that can happen overnight. People have been like, Twitch needs to do something now. And the thing is, we're in a point where nothing really will change until copyright law changes, until the actual Digital Millennium Copyright Act is revised, and how streaming rights are enforced, and how people can either, you know, buy in to having a streaming license for all music, which is just at this point impossible. Until that actually categorically changes, what we're worried about now is the execution of the right holders, what people are actually doing. And that's what happened. I think it was back in July that we had a big scare with DMCA.
Yes.
Where I didn't stream for, I think, a week, because I'm just like, oh my God.
Oh, really? I deleted all my clips, or like in VODs and shit. Yeah, it was years of just, you know, work and big clips and stuff just gone, you know.
I had so many great moments that I was just like, guys, I gotta delete it all. Save it if you need to. I saved a lot myself, and I've uploaded them to YouTube, which I've heard a lot of people talking about. You know, oh, just go to YouTube, but it's not that simple, because YouTube is also I have been a YouTube cover musician before I was ever a Twitch streamer. I've been uploading covers of myself sucking at bass since 06, you know, and I've always had my videos not sometimes blocked. Worst case scenario, I've even had copyright strikes on my channel. But I've also had almost every single one of my covers has been claimed by the rights holder, which is fine for me, because I just do it for fun. But I see that if this is going to become, you know, people are going to migrate over to YouTube, I don't see that working. What needs to happen in the long run is the actual copyright laws need to change. But in the short run, and what I'm hoping people focus their energy on, is hoping that Twitch, I guess, really continues to do the enforcement that they have, which is like every so often they just say, hey, this is, we didn't take a strike action, but you need to not do this. It's kind of like
and we'll see if that's what keeps up. I mean, obviously, it's something that's going to continue to change.
Yeah.
Sarah, go ahead and ask the next question, and I'll be right back.
I do. I have. Listen. Is the bass community? Do you feel like that's the same as the drummer community? Because in Twitch music, the drummer community is super tight. Like, do you feel that the bass community is the same, or do you feel like it's not like that, or is there more rivalry between bass players on Twitch?
I think if anything, it's more tight. I saw Robson Barolis in chat. He's another really excellent bassist that streams on here. What's up, Robson? Shout out to you, man.
Bro.
Shout out to you, bro. And there's a lot of... I think the music section in general, this has been talked about on this program and on many other people's streamers on their programs too. The music section on YouTube or on Twitch that is all people playing live instruments is already pretty tight. I don't see a whole lot of rivalry, I would say. People are like, I got to make sure I'm better than this person and I'm getting more viewers and stuff. I don't sense that anyway. It's not how I roll. I always try to rate another bassist at the end of my night. Riptide San is another one of my favorites.
Oh, I love him.
I mentioned Jacob Edwards earlier. Daniel Wayne's been streaming a lot of bass. His name, I have to be careful pronouncing this, Nega Greer. He's also an Eric who plays bass. He's Scott Pilgrim. He's Scott Pilgrim influence, where the name comes from. There's a lot of other great bassists on here that I have no qualms rating because, I don't see it as a competition. I see it as a community, and I also have confidence in what I bring. It's like, there's so many different candy bar companies out there. There's Hershey's, Reese's. I mean, I don't know, the Nestle, Hershey, all that stuff. But everyone's buying them all because they're all good. Not good for you. But they all offer something different on the table that make people go, well, I want this and I also want this. Yeah. So I think if anything, it's only benefiting everyone if we're all in it together, if we're all supporting each other. And every time people come into my channel and they're like, finally a bassist, I'm like, well, hey, there's other bassists too.
Yeah.
And Matt Gaddy, he's probably the most well-known bassist. It's hard to, there's actually quite a few that I'm still forgetting even at this point.
Yeah.
There's plenty of bassists out there.
Which I love.
And it's great to be able to get people into it by just showing them another bassist, because I'm not on always. I'm only on for, 3 or 4 hours a night, on the nights that I stream. So we got to get people into bass. And I think with drummers, I've noticed a huge amount of drummers now, and all of them the same way. Yeah, the drummers are also like, Don Palombi will rate another drummer. SP Loves Drums or Andy THPS, those guys, they'll rate each other, or 88-bit drummer. Everyone's kind of in it all together, and I think that's the best thing for everyone. Honestly, I think it needs to be.
I agree. It just sometimes it makes me sad that there's not there's like maybe 5 saxophonists on Twitch, which is kind of sad for me, because I don't, there's not really a community of that really, but we know each other. But I have another question before Silence asks another question. Did you ever have beef with another streamer, either on Twitch or on Twitter? Tell us. Or something that you didn't like, or you don't like about certain streamers. Obviously, no name dropping, but.
Yeah, this guy, I totally hate him. Do not support him. Just like, I'm the worst person.
Hey, I'd be the person that says that, but that's why I don't have friends. So,
Same.
I don't think there's anyone that I personally have any qualms against. I think there are some times where people. It goes into the role of bass, as far as like if we're talking other bass streamers. I think that Gambit wants me to fight him. Gambit's another great guitar streamer. It kind of goes into where you find the role in bass. As a session musician, I typically I don't solo a whole lot. I don't do a whole lot of like craziness. Maybe I should. I find watching like Matt Gaddy, Matt's really good at incorporating solos and making bass more of a lead instrument than like it would be for me. But then I watch guys like Riptide San, where he's got a great ear, and he will start picking up things in songs and maybe adding a little bit here and there, but kind of generally sticking in the groove.
Sure.
And I think I've never been irked by anyone like, I can't believe Matt's soloing right now. You should be soloing. You know, it's never crossed my mind like a negative, but I could see that, like, you know, my style is just staying in the pocket for the most part, for better or worse. You know, my whole shtick, I feel, on Twitch is I'm the guy that knows a zillion songs. And people, and it's also been a detriment because it's like people just want to come in and go, I want to hear this song. And
the same 10 songs over and over, or whatever song is on their mind. Yeah.
Yeah, and for the future of my stream, I'm trying to figure out ways, if we can still stream copyrighted music anyway going forward. I've been thinking of ways that I can incorporate, you know, open request nights where everyone can come in and just go, I want to hear this song. I'm like, all right, and I'll do my best, because it's not been my goal to just jam over something. It's been my goal to play the actual, like, chords and changes and stuff, but I can't do that live. Bass, there's my hot take for everybody. Bass streamers have the toughest job of any music streamer that's doing covers. I think drummers have it the easiest because they can feel the rhythm and the chain, you know, unless they're playing, you know, unless someone comes in and goes, play this Consider the Source tune, and it's in 17/16 and it changes to, you know, 12/8 or something halfway through. You know, other than that, I think drummers have the easiest job in terms of, like, you know, going to cover, and then guitarists. But bassists, we have to make sure we're following the fundamental, or we're just being guitar, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the question is, since do you play any other instruments besides the bass, even as a hobbyist?
Yeah, but guitar.
Definitely.
And what else?
I started on guitar, actually, in the background, very somewhere. Where would it be? Right over here. Yeah. There's a Mustang, Fender Mustang, and then a Fender Tele that I have. I love playing guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason I asked that is because little known fact that I've been uncovering people's hidden musical talents, and Sarah is starting a project. She's leading it as the drummer. It's called Crappa Crappa. We would love for you to play your off instrument in it, where Sarah plays drums, and Thomas Frank will be in it. He'll probably be the singer. It's gonna be very good. And I'm very excited for it.
This is news to me.
You're willing to be in that. Yeah, that's gonna be
right
great.
Now.
Yeah,
we're getting it right now. You want me to go grab my guitar?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
So
am
Sarah
I doing the? Wait.
You're a drummer.
I am
You're
the
a drummer.
drummer. I don't have drummer things, but I have this. Wait.
I have
this.
drums for you to use, so we're
this.
good.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what we
Is
need.
that good?
That's as much as we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
perfect
cool.
for that. So it is that time. You know, the time where we go,
Oh, it is already overtime. I didn't know it's already overtime. Overtime?
It is already overtime.
Okay, well, ask your question. Oh, yep. That's the overtime hat. Love it.
I like that there's a special overtime outfit.
Yeah.
The overtime outfit makes it even better. Is there a dream collab for you? I don't know if you do a lot of collabs on Twitch, but is there a dream collab for you here on Twitch that you really wish you could do?
Oh, on Twitch?
Yeah. And you could bring in anybody. Like, do your Twitch one, but then if you had, like, you could make anyone play with you on Twitch as well.
Okay.
You can throw that in too.
I would on drums. It has to be Dom Palombi. Dom's my favorite drummer. If we can actually have oh, there we go. Yeah. Sarah, you got a hat?
I have.
She has the Chaz hat.
I have. Oh yeah, I do. Wait, sorry.
Apparently, we wear hats for overtime at this particular time.
Yes, I love
It's
it.
the time.
It's beautiful.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. If I could do a dream collab, it'd be either with Dom on drums or Benevolent Dick, another great drummer on Twitch. Very
Yes,
underrated.
agreed.
So
Had
Benny
also
or
a
Dom,
collab
maybe
with him.
both. We'll have both Benny and Dom on drums. There we go.
Oh.
On guitar, let's see, any guitar. I love watching Hugo Moreau. He's very much more of a metal guy.
I love him. Hugo
But,
is
yeah,
so
Hugo-
awesome. He's also an awesome
Super
person.
great. Oh yeah, absolutely. Trying to think. Jurish, of course, is a killer guitarist.
Yes.
Who else do we got? We got a bunch of great guitarists on here. It's hard to narrow down.
How about
I haven't
Thomas
I
Frank?
haven't given it a whole. Yeah, I actually haven't seen Thomas yet. I got
Really?
I gotta
Oh,
check
you're
it.
gonna
I think-
love him.
I don't think I followed Thomas. I gotta make sure.
Yeah,
I do
you're gonna
that.
love him. I'm telling you, you're gonna love him. If you like
Was he on
those
the
people that
show,
you
right?
just mentioned, yeah.
Yeah. So and that's just the core of it. I would love to do like a funk thing. I'm all about funk bass. I mean, the Funk Friday is Funk Friday is really the funk weekend.
Yeah.
You know, we have sometimes there's been nights where I feel like I've played more funk on my non-Funk Friday streams. But yeah, and then vocally wise, If we had like, let's see, vocals. She just started. I don't know if she just started streaming. I'm drawing a blank on her name. Benny actually turned me on to her stream, and she's a wonderful vocalist. Man, I'm totally drawing a blank on her name. I like just learned about her channel like 2 days ago. But that person, whoever, you guys can read my mind, see the streamer in my mind.
Yeah.
Existence, Dora, she's great singer. And Aaron Goldberg, big shout out to Aaron Goldberg. I think he'd be my favorite like general musician to collaborate with. He is an up and coming like Existence. He does the whole live looping multi instrumental thing, and I think he would be wonderful to be able to collaborate with. Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Aww.
I know it won't stay on, but I'm making it work. Okay. The teamwork makes the dream work.
Okay.
Friends.
Well, I have a few overtime clips though.
Oh.
Are we gonna do a few overclimb?
We're going over to the Zony.
Overtime.
Are we
Going to the Zony.
we're gonna go to the Zony? Oh,
Yeah,
there we
let's do
go. Oh, look, it's a.
Let's head over to
Who's
the
that
Zony.
guy?
I don't know. He's very. What happened?
I asked him to play a song once, and he said no. I hate him.
That's right. He won't even play Wonderwall.
It's Miku trapped in the void.
Yeah, Miku's still in there somewhere. She's trapped in the void. My reaction was so delayed. Whoa. I turned it to the random setting, random 1.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
The Miku pedal, man. This is amazing. Yeah, the Miku pedal is it's special. It is a very special pedal. That was the Miku pedal and a pedal called the DoD rubberneck delay, which I don't unfortunately have any longer. Ooh. But yeah, that is the real pocket.
I kind of need that, the Miku pedal. Where do you get?
Well,
I need that. Do you think
they made a limited run? And they're very affordable, only $300.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
Only for $300. Yeah, that's
true. You can have this awful pedal that is absolutely terrible, except sometimes it's the best thing ever.
Yeah,
I turned it on actually once during my performance tonight.
I did hear that. That was awesome, by the way. We have another clip though. There's
More
another
Zony.
clip. And how many beers have you had tonight? Which I was very intrigued by this title, so we need to watch this, obviously.
How many beers have you had tonight, Eric? Just one. I'm just stupid.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Classic.
That's a great
Tonight
clip.
we've only had one.
Yeah, that
Thank you.
is an amazing clip. Silence.
Tonight we've only had one.
Yes. I thought that was a monster, actually. Oh, there we go.
Elevated Perspective, a new beer to me. It's from
fancy.
Humble Forager Brewery.
That looks
Maybe they'll
fancy
sponsor
as
me.
fuck,
That-
dude.
I've been jealous about Matt Getty for a lot of things.
Okay.
He
Yes.
has a wonderful bass setup, and he's got a great stream. I love his alerts. His alerts are some of the best alerts that I've seen.
Giblets or whatever they're called.
Yeah, the giblets.
Giblets?
Giblets.
I think his idea for like, you know, if he misses the launch of the giblet, then they get a bumper request. I think that's fantastic.
Yes.
But the thing I'm most jealous about for him is he has a beer sponsorship.
He
does.
does? I didn't know
Bell's-
that.
Burlington Beer
Company, yeah. Bell's Brewing, if you're watching this, if any brewery, Humble Forager, I don't care whoever it is. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that beer sponsorship.
Do it. And also, while you're at it, please sponsor me with whiskey.
Yes.
That's what
We'll get it. We're going to figure this out.
We're gonna figure this out. This is the moment. This is the moment where it's gonna happen. Silence. Do you have another overtime question? Because I
don't.
You don't?
I don't.
Oh, that's
No, go
that's
for it if you
sad.
have one.
I don't have another overtime question. I mean, we could sit here all night.
We've held him here long enough. I figure unless there is one possibility, and we have had a pretty active chat today. Chat, if we want to do a quick lightning round, we can throw that in so you can get. Are we going to do lightning round?
Yeah.
It does look like.
I'm watching
As
chat.
soon as I said
I'm
that,
ready.
yes. So chat, if
Okay,
you're going to
wait.
do
I need to
that,
put on music that is stupid for that. Copyright free, because you know.
Oh, there's a great channel for stupid music. His name's twitch.tv/EricPlaysBass. Just the stupidest music
Yeah.
you can imagine.
Stupid music. Copyright-free stupid music. I like that. Stupid music.
All right, so let's talk about how the lightning round works for those of you that have not experienced it before. So, beginning now, start typing in your questions that you would like Eric to answer in a very rapid fire session. This can be anything you want to ask. It can be about music. It can be about whatever. But start typing in those questions right now, and we will begin.
Okay.
When the music starts playing. Are we ready?
Wait.
I can't hear the music.
Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready?
Wait. Okay, let's go.
He's ready. All right. Pino Palladino or Marcus Miller?
Pino Palladino all the way.
Can you play Nut Shack next stream?
No.
How are you still single?
Beats me. We'll never know.
Penis music or the Nut Shack?
Nut Shack all day.
All right. Bacon or sausage?
Sausage.
Okay. Can it get stupider?
Always.
When will you take the punch limit off Shabone? Or Shobon?
When I get giant, massive arms.
Okay. Boxers or briefs?
Boxer briefs.
Ew!
Combined. There you go.
No.
Top 3 favorite bassists?
Oh, myself, Thundercat, and Pino Palladino.
Thundercat, yes!
How do I get some... Okay, this is specific from Lonely Forest Cat. How do I get someone to hold me?
Get someone with very big arms.
Okay.
Have them.
There you go. It's true. How much do you hate chat?
Oh, with every fiber of my being,
Beautiful.
the bane of my existence.
Pineapple on pizza?
Absolutely. Why not?
I agree. See, where's that confounded bridge?
The world may never know. We're still looking for it every day. No luck.
Who is the most important member of a band, and why is it the guitar player?
Signed guitarist.
Yeah. Is
Well,
your
he signs
voice
the check, so
Is your voice so smooth because you play the bass so well?
I pick up a bass and find out.
Can you put your toes in your mouth?
For a grand donation, yeah.
Okay.
I'll figure a way.
All right. 4 or 5 strings?
4 strings. You don't need 5.
All right. Silence or Sarah?
Silent Sarah.
Oh, okay. Do you feel exposed?
I was hoping you wouldn't make me realize it.
Oh, that's sad.
I'm actually not
Favorite
wearing
rendition
anything.
of Sea Shanty?
What about Sea Shanty, was it?
Favorite rendition of Sea Shanty?
The one that I didn't perform on.
Okay. When will you get giant, massive arms?
Soon, TM.
Okay.
Soon trademark.
Worst kind of fart?
The one that you did.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
There you go. All-time favorite streamer?
Darbian.
Okay. Has George gone mad with power?
Every day. I'm trying to contain him now, but it's getting harder and harder.
All right. Have you lost the game?
I did just now.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Ear reveal when?
10 million subscribers.
Oh, that's a lot. Fuzzy as platypus or smooth as cucumber?
I'll take the platypus, yeah.
Okay. OnlyFans when?
Onlyfans.gov/EricPlaysBass. It's coming soon.
.gov.
Yes.
Totally a real website.
Do you intend to upgrade your hat to a battery fan hat?
With Twitch's help, maybe. We're actually raising money for the Dream Base right now. So one goal at a time.
Yes.
Okay. And then when is the Doors TM only stream?
When Cyber is banned permanently.
Okay. That makes sense. And that's all we've got for the lightning round. Good job.
Yeah.
Way to take it.
Yeah.
Way to take it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I like how we still have our stupid hats on. I like it.
I have 2 hats on. That's
Yeah.
I'm double hatting.
Yeah.
Hat. I don't have another hat.
You always
I know,
need to
it's
go
a-
over
it's a
the
lot of
top.
hat.
Oh. Okay.
I do always need to go over the top.
Okay. That is so cute. Okay, I can also go over the top. Wait. I can. A
I
wig
like
is
how
a
Sarah
hat.
complains. Sarah
A wig
complains
is a hat,
about me
right?
going over the top. That's so
I thought
rude.
that was the name of the show. Sarah Complains.
Yes, pretty much.
Yes.
You're correct. You are correct that is the name of the show. Silence trolls and Sarah complains.
Yes.
Like,
No,
for
the
me,
silence
it's
talks too
everyone
much and
has to-
Sarah complains.
I talk too much. You were cutting me off like crazy today. And you're telling me, oh yeah, I talk too much.
Yeah, just saying. You
Listen,
know.
I'm just making enemies in the chat, okay? That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to make
that's
people
true.
upset.
This is the show where it just, you love the guest. You are kind of meh about me, but you hate silence, which is the great part,
That's basically it. The audience hates
Yeah.
me, and I'm
I
here
have
for it.
I have a last question for you, Eric. How much do
Last
you hate
question.
silence?
Thanks.
I mean, if there were a scale that I could measure it on,
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't be able to see the result. It'd just be
That high?
higher than it could go.
Yeah, higher.
That's right.
Yeah.
I set the bar very high, chat. That's how it works. I'm a perfectionist, and I set the bar very high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're a musician.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, is there anything?
Else you?
Is there anything
yeah,
that
I
you
was gonna
want
do
to?
that.
I'm interrupting you again.
Is there anything that you want to say before you're finished here today?
Everyone, be good to each other out there
Aw.
and stay in drugs. Don't do school.
I agree.
Yes, I love that. That's the best message ever because that's my life. I
All
stopped.
we can do now, right?
I stopped school for drugs.
Yeah. It's good.
No, yeah, this has been a ton of fun. Thank you guys so much for
Awesome.
having
No,
me on
thank
this.
you for
This-
being
this-
here and bringing your skill to the show
Yeah.
and being amazing.
Or lack
We're very
thereof,
grateful
anyway,
that you could do
right?
it.
Yeah.
And then like I said, we're reaching out to some people now. People have been asking a lot about scheduling. We're starting to reach out to some people now, and we'll talk about that as soon as we let Eric go.
Yeah.
So
Eric,
thank
you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Have a good one.
Absolutely.
And please
Thank you guys. You as well.
continue the grind, just like us.
Keep grinding.
Keep grinding. You're gonna make it.
Grind.
Twerk stream soon.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, Eric. We appreciate you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
And in the
Take it
spirit,
easy.
and in the spirit of it being Sarah's chat, and this is how we do it. Sarah and I have been kicking around an idea for the new year, as we've been working up, because Sarah's mentioned for a while that she wants to do some other types of content,
Yes.
and we obviously have been in the process, as we mentioned. For those of you who haven't been paying attention, we've been kind of soft launching a show that is more just Sarah and I, that is less about guests and that kind of thing. We might have a guest on from time to time, but a lot of you have said that you really enjoy the first hour of the show and that you want to see more of it and more of us, you know, doing
But
some
Music
chatting
Exposed
and
is always
talking
going to
about-
be a thing.
Why do you have to go there? I didn't even say that. You didn't even let me finish my thought.
Listen,
I didn't say
chat
we're
is
canceling
anxious.
Music Exposed.
People are anxious in
No,
the
you
world.
are anxious. Chat. No one in chat said, "Oh, does that mean Music Exposed is canceled?"
That's what some
No
of
one
them
said
thought
that. Your
because
brain
that's
said
how
that.
anxiety
No one thought
works.
that.
I know some of you
No one
thought that. Okay, just
no
saying.
one thought that.
Just
Sarah.
saying.
Sarah is.
Yeah,
It's so annoying. It's so annoying.
anxious.
Anyway,
anxiety
so
is.
we have talked about the idea. Obviously, that's something that we're going to do otherwise at this point, is we're going to be continuing to do that. But one thing we've been discussing, and I would love to know your thoughts either in the Discord or in chat right now, is that we're thinking about for the new year, as we continue Music Exposed, potentially for the last spot of the month, every month, putting in a new format kind of show and moving that way. We would love to know what you think of that, because we have some other things that we want to do. Music Exposed is going to continue as we're talking about at this point.
Rosemary.
We're not taking.
She's
God, you
anxious
guys are
about
so
it. I'm
annoying.
telling you.
No, you
Yeah.
started that.
No,
This is
she's
the
anxious.
thing, Sarah.
She's
You-
anxious about it.
No, you
I can
seeded
read
it.
chat.
You
Okay, I can
you're
read your
so
guys' minds.
Okay.
That's how it is. You guys know we're
You
we're
seeded
besties.
it.
You and
You're
I.
the one that had to say it out loud and seeded chat's nonsense belief. Because you had to say it. Yeah, Music Exposed is ending. Hey,
See,
everyone, please
Creepy
go tell
Stalker is
everyone that
also-
Music Exposed.
Creepy Stalker is losing his their minds. I don't even know if it's a he or her or them.
I'm really. My mouse has been hovering over the leave meeting
Don't
button
do it.
for the last 30 seconds.
Don't do it, I'm
because
sorry.
this drives me insane. No, but one thing that we have been. Yeah, I haven't done my Irish exit in a while, and people have been missing
Don't
it.
do
the way I
it.
normally drop off the show. No, we've been talking about a number of things. We're talking about, as we head into the new year, we're going to do some things to change the format of Music Exposed a little bit. It's some stuff we've been talking about. You'll start seeing that roll out in the next couple of weeks. But one thing that we've been thinking about doing at this point is, as I said, there's limited time to be able to do the things that we do. We've been adding in the festival. Oh, speaking of that, I know a number of you had applied to be in the festival tomorrow. We needed to push that back. I realize some of you didn't see my announcement for that. We are going to do a festival, and I'm going to be reaching out to everyone that applied for the festival. I just needed to push it back because of some tech concerns. I was having some tech issues, and the time just got too short with Sarah's birthday and my birthday and everything that was going on. So we pushed it back. I will be reaching out with new dates. We're going to have the dates next month that's going to be in there. It just wasn't enough time for me to get resolved and have a good experience to be able to highlight the musicians the way I want to. So that'll be coming. Sorry to those of you who didn't see the announcement yet. But we've been talking about the last Sunday or the last Saturday of the month, potentially swapping in some new experimental content.
Yes.
Some things that we want to do to highlight some other people.
We'll brainstorm that at some point.
We're going to brainstorm it, but we definitely want to do that.
Especially like just chatting and
continue.
gamers.
Yeah, so, you know, we've talked about that. And then also keep an eye out. We don't know how consistent we're going to be with it. At least once a week, we'll be doing just chatting streams together. Those will vary between my stream and Sarah's stream. So if you don't follow us both, a lot of you who are here and like Silence doesn't have good cleavage and he's not a hot whammon, you know, you should follow me anyway, because sometimes I bring Sarah onto my stream to be the hot whammon. Okay.
Yeah, I will. The thing is, on your channel, I will wear hoodies though.
That's fine.
And without makeup, I'll be super.
When you're on my channel, I will wear the cleavage shirts.
Okay,
and you will wear
I love
the
it.
hoodies.
Please do so. Please do so. I think
my boobs are great. I agree, Northbound Man.
Yeah.
Who says I don't have hot cleavage?
Also,
I agree.
So next week, I think our guest for next week canceled. Am I right in that?
No, they did not.
You're
wrong. Clubs is our guest next week.
Oh, Clubs is our guest. Sorry.
Clubs is our guest for Halloween. And I
Clubs.
want to talk about one other thing. I have announcements, okay, people? The next announcement that I want to talk about is Halloween. So obviously after Clubs is on Halloween, I'm going to be doing a special stream that Sarah will be a part of. A lot of people don't realize that the movie Night of the Living Dead is a public domain movie. It's a movie that we can watch on stream and have fun together. We've had after parties and stuff for Music Exposed before. But on Halloween, we're going to do, I'm not going to call it Music Exposed, but it's basically a Music Exposed movie night. One of the special things about it is that the sister noise is going to be part of it. A lot of you have wanted to learn more about the secretive sister noise. And her and I have a Halloween tradition at this point where we watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show every Halloween. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a late night double feature on Halloween. For those of you who don't have any plans or don't have anything going on, we want you to join us in Discord voice. No one has to be on video other than me. We are going to stream the first half of that double feature, which is Night of the Living Dead. So that will be around 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern on Halloween. And then afterwards, we will all watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So if you would like to be part of that, just book your calendar, and that will be taking place in my Discord. So again, if you don't follow that, make sure that you join. You can be in voice, and we're just going to be riffing and having fun and hanging out for Halloween. And I hope that some of you can make it for that. Okay. And then obviously, if you don't follow me for that stuff, make sure that you do.
So
go ahead.
We're gonna. Yeah.
You're really eager to interrupt me.
We're gonna do that. Yes, because today you're talking a lot, my friend.
I'm allowed to talk a lot. It's my show
obviously,
too.
Obviously, it is your show too. I'm just saying, you know, sometimes I talk a lot too. Sometimes we just talk a lot, you know.
Wow, Sarah's like, shut the fuck up. That's her fucking way of saying shut the fuck up.
Fine. Oh well, let's rate somebody. Thank you so much for being here. You wanted to do that anyways. He just needed an excuse for that. Rate suggestion. Amber Sweeney. Okay, we can do that. Anyways, next week, Club's on. Yeah, we're gonna make some changes to the studio. By the way, because a lot of people have been saying that it feels like it's my show, but it's actually our show. It's Silence's and my show. But it's equal. It's just on my channel because my channel has a little bit of bigger reach. But that's the only reason. But it's our show, so I'm gonna make some changes, visual changes, so it looks more like it's our show. Because right now, it for some reason people think it looks like it's not. But yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and see you guys on next Saturday, Music Exposed. I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow, anyways, at 5 p.m. Eastern on my channel again, with some, I don't know, amnesia or whatever, or just chatting. We'll see. Bye guys. Thank you for being here. Bye bye.